what time's our meeting actually start?
1:30.
1:30.
Oh. Preview. Huh. Hey Adam, is that a Blackmagic multi-viewer?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it is.
It is.
It's one of my favorite things in the whole world.
It's crazy
I've
stuff.
got the mini.
Do you? Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's fantastic.
We use all their stuff, and the price point is just crazy.
Blackmagic camera up top.
Go on.
I'd get 4 more of them if I could justify it, but I can't.
Which one is that? That US?
That's the pocket camera 6K.
6K. Yeah. Yeah, the price point on their stuff is just, it's ridiculous. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's super good stuff.
See, now if we can get more cameras up on the mountains and
Good companies
white tanks working again during the storms, do the
Good
Black
stuff to
Magic,
work with.
Mix all the cameras and
I can
catch
see
all the
white
lightning.
tanks from my backyard.
I can throw a stone at it.
I'll just weed.
Yeah, you probably can if you can see white tanks from your backyard. Oh, you're not that close to it. Can you talk on it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, then you mustn't
Hi,
be
guys.
that close to it.
I can see it from the end of my driveway. I'm in northern 183rd.
Yeah, we've got probably 3 people that can't talk on it because they're that close.
They're too close.
I used to be.
Need some down tilted antennas. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's gotta be
there's
real.
a one little hill there that kind of puts things in
I had the
shadow.
commercial mountain
Sure
in
is,
the way of
yeah.
my view once.
Yeah, because like I say, I'm in the foothill, White Tanks Foothill subdivision there. And I walk on the end of my driveway, I can see all the towers on the
Yeah.
top. And,
I remember
Cellular
what it was.
I-
sucks.
and some of the monitors, sometimes I even get internet.
Yeah, I can't remember who they were.
And then this over to her and
Michael, who do you work for?
this.
I
chick.
don't anymore. I work for myself.
Okay, and what do you do? Audiovisual, security?
I do computer work mostly,
That goes to her too.
but I'm at the church a lot, so I do audio, video. That's it, all of it.
Scary stuff for her. I don't know.
Mostly computers. I was in, I did law enforcement, computer forensics as a detective, so it's just kind of when I retired, it was just something I kept doing.
Cool.
More in-home repair and small network stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I read all that stuff they're talking about, the forensic audits here and the routers and the this and the that and the other. I'm like, you people have no clue what
I
you're
got
talking
into
about.
I got into the forensic part when law enforcement was just getting into it in the late '90s.
Come on.
A little delay
Get
there.
the audio good out. There we go.
Can you turn that down? How rude. Oh. How much are the tickets?
Yeah, how much are our tickets?
I have the sheet somewhere. Did I get? I think I gave it to
No.
Desiree. You have it in
There
there?
we go.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay.
Okay, well there we
There
go.
it is.
You're closest to them. I want 20 or 25 of them.
I keep wanting to put a sign on it, but we haven't done that yet. I mean, one of these days.
Yeah, I'm surprised all the monitoring they do. And when I was in Page
Yeah.
Cellular, I mean, you had to have a legal document
Yeah,
to do
the sign-in
wiretaps
sheet
and
is out
stuff.
there somewhere.
Not anymore, I guess.
Can you see the sheet again?
Yeah, all the Homeland Security rules and regulations now. Well, look who's here, Mr. Scanner Master himself.
That's right.
There he is.
How you doing?
Good.
Howdy, howdy.
So what do we do for this one? 25.
Yeah, 25.
Here, you do that. You hold that, yeah.
Well, get yourself a raffle ticket, and we got some free stuff up here. If you want a decal or a flyer about the,
You
You drove a long way for a sticker.
it is free.
When I can.
stuff.
Do you notice the sticker in the background?
I haven't seen it.
It's there.
It's been a few weeks.
Yeah,
Do you have anything left of
wasn't
your
around
rack?
this morning to tell me about the road
You've
closures
seen
and everything.
Oh.
I still have the cabinet.
Northern
No, the guy
Dysart, no 101.
guys-
I still have all the
slacking.
stuff that was in it.
I want the clock in the cabinet.
The clock is still in the new shack.
I told him what he should do is, print it.
I can pull
take a
those off
picture,
for you.
Print
I'll
it
pull 'em
out
up.
and then do a life-size
You know which
cardboard
one's
cutout.
keep, right?
Probably the one that says keep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
And
I
then
don't know.
Like I
It's
say,
gonna be
nobody
tough.
can tell on the thing, you know.
Yeah.
And if you put the.
Well, no, I got 4K camera though, so that might.
You're still,
Yeah.
it's back far enough. And they're gonna be, you know, looking at you anyway, unless it's on the big screen.
No, they're gonna be looking around me. Yeah, that's the last thing they want to see is me.
I need the clipboard again whenever we make sure.
Oh, okay. What's my call sign, Mike?
775, right?
Oh, 772.
772. What's the
772,
first? WR?
okay.
K.
WKJY.
WR. I think it's
ABC.
I
WRK.
can't get used to it.
I know what mine is now for the next 10 years.
I know what my old two call signs were.
Oh, I did worse than that. I let my ham license expire.
Oh, no.
I did. And somebody on the show that I do on Wednesday night said, "Hey, Rich, your hand license is expired." And I looked up while I was on the show. So, holy God. But I was in the grace period, so I was able to
Oh,
get it
yeah,
renewed.
I went past the
that's
2
good.
years
Yeah.
even.
Gotta jump
July, I
at the door.
pulled up and it's like, oh,
You have
crap,
to
1
slide.
month. I missed it.
Yeah,
Slide it to the left.
you're gonna have to tear that.
Who's doing the raffle tickets?
Right over there.
Okay.
I'm supposed to swipe the clipboard.
Yeah, hang on. I'll tell you.
Yep, I actually renewed my license the other day.
Oh, I renewed
Yeah, I
it
saw
before the
you.
show was over.
Oh, you want the
It's all done online,
Oh,
and hand licenses are still free.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's the sign.
It won't be
yeah.
anything until like
You guys are doing
2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably right.
Yep, mine was $10. And this time was, you know when I got it last time it was 5 years.
Still signing.
And it's already been out. So
Well, when I got my new GMRS, it was like $80.
70.
Really?
70?
70
Yeah.
bucks, yeah.
Yeah.
And they still haven't dropped the price down, huh?
No, I don't.
they're
know.
redoing the website, so it's not going to be done until
I
way
think
next year sometime.
Their
The way the
website was
government
like,
works, give it
their
another 5
website
years.
is like
Huh?
When the
9 or
government
10
works, give it
years
5 years.
old.
Yeah.
Is it worse than ours?
Oh, yeah. So it's probably,
What are you saying?
it's
You know what I'm
probably,
saying, our website sucks.
I bet they're just gonna
Well,
redo
what do you
the whole
think?
thing.
I have a new one built, but nobody will review it to tell me if we should go with it.
Send me a link, I'll go
I'll look
through
at
it.
it.
Just do that for a living.
It looks just like the old one.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, that current one is a pain in the ass to maneuver around.
That's just the forums.
Yeah, the forums.
Well, that's not going to change.
Yeah, the forums are going to stay the forums.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you, ma'am.
Is the sheet over there still?
Okay.
Do we need to sit down and have a one-on-one?
Maybe.
Hey, I'm just now getting pretty settled into it.
I finally figured it out now.
We have a pen.
I went in and created a bunch of new folders and
Oh, you don't want the pen?
Oh, yeah.
I reorganized the membership stuff. I'm doing it, but I need to keep track of what's what, and
Right.
Don't you have a change log?
don't need a change log. Now I got folders to put them in. I'm done with it. Put it in that folder. And that's where it's at.
Yeah.
Well, look at that. Randy struggled in there.
Yeah. Somebody helped me in. I didn't realize the slide
Hey, go wherever you want.
Somebody's gonna break the door down. How you doing, Mike?
All right, Rich. I will be getting in touch with you. I got one. I can't get the firmware to go in.
Oh, which way do you?
Oh, so a guy
What model?
is a BCT 15X.
Yeah.
And that's what I thought I was getting. I didn't get a 15X.
You got a 15.
I got a 15. And after I got it, I looked at it, I'm going, and I sent a note back to the guy, and I'm going, dudes, I says, you wrote all over your ad that this was a 15X, and it wasn't until I zoomed in on the picture that you had that it actually looked like a 15. He said, oh, I'm so sorry, I know nothing about scanners. I'm going, eBay put that in there for me. I'm going, no, they didn't.
They may have. It's a very common mistake.
Well, then he
We get
needs,
that all the time.
basically I told him, you need to learn how to use it before you put another radio.
Yeah. But it's, the firmware update works exactly the same way And to tell you the truth, there's not a whole lot difference between the two radios that make it worth
Okay.
diddling with. The big difference is on the 15X, you can tap the knob to
Somebody
change
answer
the
that.
satellite.
Tell Randy, is that your radio?
Yeah.
That's Tim. Ask him what he wants.
717. That's for you. That is.
Yes, I am.
Jeff's here and Mike's here. For proposed amendments
Okay.
and for voting.
Alright, I'll have to pass those out as soon as I'm done trying to deal with this.
Subsequent memberships being granted since the last quarterly meeting.
Count on the new members.
We'll check on that.
The advisors will check on that.
You know.
I have the statistics already compiled. I didn't want to duplicate each other's efforts, so I can call it up on my computer if we need to get that information for the membership.
Can you ask him if he has anything different than 222? Cause that's what I know.
222.
Yeah, ask him if it's.
She's advising 222. Does that sound right?
Since the 6th of, or since the last meeting, 222, and I'm talking about new ones since the last meeting.
Oh, I don't know that.
Total ones.
We'll have to check on that.
We'll get it from him.
We'll get it to you.
Chris, are you serious? You want somebody to go over the website?
Well, it's a matter of the membership tie-in, so we're limited on what we can do with the existing software. without
Same here.
Finding new software that doesn't cost money every month.
Signing in and I'll need it again.
If I haven't,
Why did he just bring it in?
I started.
Does
I needed the
anyone have
officers
proxies
to
for
look over
anyone?
it.
Does anybody have what?
Proxies?
No, not today.
Okay, I
I
just
haven't
got
looked
mine
at
when
it
I
in the
have one
last
for Brad,
A
so.
few months with all this house stuff to even bring it up.
No, not today.
Okay, so.
And who's gonna be voting for Brad?
Me.
Okay, and so you'll need an extra
Ballot.
ballot for
Yeah.
him. Extra 4 ballots, actually. 'Cause there's 4 amendments.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike, if you want to get that firmware updated, just pop by the house sometime, we'll do it.
Okay. Yeah, 'cause I got that, and I got a 996 P2. Just got that. So.
Yeah.
I got a 996, what is it, XT?
Oh, I've got them all.
Something
Yeah.
like
Oh, you
that?
have
Yeah.
Pass them up.
Yeah, the big difference in the XT and the P2, of course, is the phase 2,
Yeah.
and the P2 has got a USB port on the front instead of a serial port.
Yeah.
I'll be getting with you because I want to do the DMR
I have to
upgrade
wait
on
till
it.
we
Okay,
get
sure.
to that part. Hey, guys, do you have ballots already or no?
I do.
You do?
I do.
I don't.
I do not.
Okay, there's one, and I'll give you one here.
No, I don't have any belts.
There's one for
I think that's
you,
enough.
You guys need ballots too?
Oh, we're good, thank you.
Okay,
Yeah, he needs one.
Oh, sorry, one.
okay, there's one, and I'm sorting through trying to get the rest
I
of
didn't
these.
print out 2. Yeah, he did color.
Yeah, I even brought you. I even bought your kit. I bought a couple of things from Scanner Master. The stand, the 2 stand.
Oh, the desk stand?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what's the other thing I bought? Oh, probably the double power connector.
Yeah.
The one that end
With,
of
with those desk stands, we tell people if they have, 4 radios, buy the 3 radio stand and put the 4th radio on the top of it.
Oh, no, I just have the 2. So
Yeah. Well, now you got room for another radio.
Yeah.
nice.
Put it on the top.
Put it on top. Yeah,
Yeah.
good idea.
If somebody else needs in, can you get him in?
Okay.
One for
There we
you.
go.
There's
Yeah, nice stand though.
Gary,
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I got the 4.
one for them.
You got 4 of them?
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the 4 stand, or you got 4 radios?
I got 4, no, I got 4 radios in it, yeah.
Oh,
Do we need another one over there? Okay. Because they're different proposals.
You have all 4?
How many proposals altogether?
I think
I got number 1 and 2.
4.
I think 4, I'm working on
Oh,
distributing them.
Quattro.
1. How about 4? Yeah, that was the one that wasn't colored.
So on Tuesday, I'll do the talk, and then you're gonna do the check marks
Yeah.
on the log, on the log sheet, so I don't have to worry about it.
No,
Okay.
because that's the way we do it.
You
is
just
if
need
I
to
do
know
it
where
for
you're at in the
him,
list.
he
Yeah.
does it for me usually when I'm on,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, well, we'll do the same thing, as Mike.
Yeah, just look over and see if there's anybody that's already checked in and out.
Yeah, and I can skip them and.
Yep, yep,
Okay, cool, that means I just look at the list and I don't have to mark the check mark.
yep.
Cool.
I have to give you stuff,
Yep.
I will get to it, sorry, I'm just reading.
Yeah, I run there and I just put my cursor on the next one, so I know where to go.
Yeah.
So.
You need two down there, guys. Rich, I'm gonna send one your way for this one.
Oh, no, we only need one
Oh,
of each.
okay.
We're down to one now.
Gotcha.
Okay, I've got 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, gotcha. Here, Chris, you including Gary,
Oh, there is number one.
and there's one more.
So I've only done
Trying to get through all of this.
2, 3, 4. Yep, I got mine.
probably about 500 hours of prospecting with metal detectors. Wow. One little piece. I didn't use the gold.
One little flake.
Yeah, I got a flake and a little piece.
I'll send two that way so that you can give one to Rich, and Gary, and Chris. That's for you guys. And then, I just gotta get one together of each one for
It's just, this is like
Tim's doing
an 8.
Tim's doing, he'll be here, he's gonna do this from the radio.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I told you about that.
Everybody signed in?
Yeah. I think everybody is.
Nope.
Alright.
So Chris, how long you gotta wait for that new trailer?
I got the new trailer.
Oh, it's already.
Yeah,
done?
busy trying to get everything hooked up and organized and moved back in. That's,
Dang, and use the other one as a trade-in? Wish you'd said something. We would've taken the awning off of it.
oh, it was bad. They got damaged.
Just the awning or the,
The whole thing got damaged.
oh, well, never mind.
Never mind.
Yeah, we had a windstorm and the lashings I had to keep all the tarps on ripped the it's the metal and the awning itself.
Raffle ticket prices, guys? You still have that sheet of the sheet now?
Anybody still have the pen from this?
Oh,
Up there.
The prices are like
Yeah, that's
on the sheet,
oh, for sure.
so-
I don't feel lucky today, so I'm not gonna do it.
lucky meter.
So I got 50 tickets, so if any of you guys want
Yes,
a chance,
I'm
you all have to get 100 each. That's how it works.
So we got just the one check-in?
So you're selling the tickets?
I can get $10 check.
20 guys,
I got 8,000
25,
worth here.
25, okay, yeah.
That's all I have.
Oh, here's the list. Oh,
What's that?
25.
Okay.
225, like 10?
Yeah, whatever that would be.
Okay, hold on, What is write 10? down 225s and 110. 10 is,
I didn't get my allowance yet this week.
what was 10?
$8 for 10.
Well,
well,
for 30% interest.
dude, you better, hey, you better get some money before Wednesday, cause I ain't buying your breakfast.
Okay.
13, 8 and.
13.
His place is too close to ham radio outlet, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
My truck started to shudder.
I drove by it twice today without stop.
Ooh,
Wow, that's pretty
That's
impressive.
control.
what is it?
My wife was following my
43rd
GPS, you know what I'm in there.
Oh, the old Apollo Communications?
Oh, the old
CB place?
No.
Huh?
All
The old,
communications
is it the
was-
old CB shop?
Yeah, that's long gone.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
gone.
Yeah, they closed about 5 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
That was the 43rd and
And
Northern.
Northern. Oh, okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
So many illegal radios coming out of that place.
They used to have a pretty decent selection of scanners back in the,
Yeah,
in the old days, but
back in the old days.
yeah, like 25, 30 years ago, it was a decent scanner store.
That place was a busy place.
Yeah.
They were good on the mods.
Yeah, my old boss had bought a 2-meter from somebody, and he took it in there, and they got it all tuned up for him, and hacked it and and made, you know, the power and everything on it, you know. That's like, whatever.
Well, I've been finding out the UTVers they're buying all their GMRS radios.
Yeah.
And they're all
What are
non-licensed.
what are you waiting for there, Randy?
Did you get the other 20?
Oh.
No, he's got the 13. Oh, okay. That's 25.
This guy.
Okay, so get some, work on the 13.
See, if you give them both sides, that increases my odds of winning.
Some of this is yours.
Oh, I dropped it, thank you.
Get the new Mac Pro yet?
No. I have, too many Macs. I can't afford to upgrade all of them.
Never had too many split the
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
I own 6 operating systems, are you sure?
one is too many.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
only got four.
Agreed.
6 is not
Four
enough,
right now,
1 is
right
too
now,
many.
Yeah, Rich, one's too many.
I tell you what, my best Windows machine is my Mac Mini.
All right, thank you.
It runs.
A Mac is still the best PC.
You're right,
Yeah.
you're right.
It's the best one that runs Windows. It runs Windows much better than everything else I've
It
got.
most certainly does.
It's okay, we'll let him think that.
No, he's right.
No, it's true.
I
It
started
actually
with
is
DOS
true.
1.0 and I run nothing but
Mac
Mac
as much as
now.
they want, but the hardware is
Yeah.
Yeah,
always wonderful.
I've done that with several people at the church. They hate the Mac software, so we just put Windows on them.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
then most
got
of them were the
Windows running on my
laptops,
one-
and they love them.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it unbuilt?
No, I know a lot of
It's
people.
not built
that
Windows.
love
What you
Mac.
gotta do is, get parallels
Well,
and
oh,
then
okay, so
get
you
into
raised
Windows.
I hate boot, I hate boot camping them,
program,
but,
but
That's
you're-
not, that's not a good
Yeah.
side, you know, it's
but they,
right.
You
Windows
downloaded the
does
RMs.
run on a
Yeah,
Mac.
probably
Really
That's the wrong
does.
side. Switch
Not
sides.
anymore, but
Switch
For some of
sides,
the
you got the
radio
wrong side.
programs.
Yeah, there you
won't
go.
run on an
Wrong
M1, but
side.
Version in November.
I like,
All the developers.
I like
Yes.
Windows 7, which is no longer
Actually work
supported.
natively on M1.
Particularly like Windows 10 now.
Yes, I've been tracking
I'm
that.
still running.
what don't you like about it?
And what's interesting is every once in a while, it'll say, don't shut off your computer, they're updating. What are they updating?
What don't you like about it?
What
don't you like about that? Yeah, what don't
Just the
you?
way it's laid out.
Okay. I got a very easy solution for you. I put it on everybody's machine. I've got lots of people over at the Sun City Posse and that live in Sun City. And I put a little program called Classic Shell on it. And it makes their Windows 10 machines look
Yeah, I
just like
make sure that
XP
it's not
and,
from
and
there.
Windows
I
7.
happened to find
Yeah.
it and it was in a different
Same
file.
menu, yep.
I like 7, so I'm all used to 7, you know what I mean?
And just a small little app and your menu system looks exactly like what you had in Windows 7.
Door open next quarter.
And I do it because people don't like, they just cannot use the interface.
Mike, did you ever use Fences?
That was?
Yeah, I'm all
Fences.
over that.
Alright.
There's a program called Fences, like
Fences.
defense, Fences.
I can't.
Same thing. I put it on my Windows 8 and it looks like Windows 7.
Yep.
I can't fully move over.
And then after that, I was done. I went to Mac, Apple.
Need voting sheets or do you
And I
have-
ran DOS 1.0 in 78. I went all the way up and I just said, I'm done.
My last purchase was.
Yeah, I did Windows from day one.
Yeah,
Mini stuff.
sick of their crap.
Well, my current main machine is my 28.
That's something for me.
Totally Mac, about 64 gig RAM, 2
Did you bring my stuff? I brought,
As far as I know.
I gotta make sure there's nothing.
Yeah.
The paperwork isn't.
But if you, the trick is to get the cheapest, get the basic memory, because you can upgrade the memory.
Yeah, I'm gonna push my HOA to the max. I'm painting an antenna. That's how high I can put it.
Yeah.
My wall of art hurts because it's.
Oh,
So
boy.
That's yours.
New iPhones, new iPads.
Just make sure.
Well, I didn't even know you were
install
in
Windows.
HOA.
Oh, yeah.
Once you install Windows, you can't do it Mac. Once you install it Mac, you can't do it.
But I have a feeling if I paint it, I don't think they'll ever notice.
I haven't tried it in my Mac,
Yeah.
so I just
Yeah,
put it
I
on
got
my Windows.
25 and
I'm gonna put up one of those, layers from,
yeah.
from Tim.
Yes.
I got 10 of them coming in, by the way. So, if anybody else wants one.
Look who struggled in there, Larry. Look who struggled in.
There's numbers in those too.
What?
Yeah,
Numbers in
You don't. Are you expired? When?
October.
pass those down.
Really?
I don't know, I think just go-
Okay. We were just talking about your application. I'll send you, why, you wanna pay cash?
I got a check right now.
Okay, give it to me.
What is this, Tim?
Hey, what are you doing?
Jim, who's this going to?
Give me that.
What is this?
Him.
Give me
Oh,
that.
okay. I'm just gonna take it.
I think the right size for a microphone.
I guess you could.
That they would come out with a Pro Mini or a Mini Pro or something like.
I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Thank you.
a desktop
By the way,
version
channel
of
9 would be awesome for a talk-in frequency for this meeting. Glendale 675.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's like, you can probably spit and hit it from here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but I had.
So how's everything going with the trailer, with your house trailer?
But.
You still
Any of our
working on
new arrivals
everything?
and
Oh, yeah.
and raffle tickets.
Raffle ticket, guys.
Raffle tickets, anyone?
Free stickers?
Raffle tickets, huh?
Yes.
Should I give that to you?
50-50?
I got the information.
How many do you get for 20 bucks?
I don't know, where's this thing?
Yeah, the prices are right here.
Larry, what's your call sign?
Pass it over. Pass it over.
563.
I see how you are.
Quick.
Always has
Quick.
it.
Can I have a tiny spot for my computer?
Oh,
I'm trying to go
check mail
paperless
lately.
as much as possible.
Is there another check in there?
Well, that's one person.
No?
I think we cut a lot of trees.
Somebody
in
was
this
sending a
club.
check.
Oh, yeah.
Your renewal?
Okay, and then there's another 25.
My report's on here,
Why they ask me you, yeah, you can.
or part of it.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
just split them and then.
Can you
give me
PayPal?
the difference back.
Huh?
Can you take a PayPal?
I do not have a PayPal account set up yet. I did bring my card swiper.
Okay, that'll work.
Okay, so I was gonna tell you, so I've been looking
Here.
at separate of their computers.
Yeah.
And, I want one that covers both.
I ain't gonna let you.
I was the same.
I am not letting you out of the way. I'm gonna have to check you as you go out the front door.
Several people asked me about, I want.
Hey, did I hear the tone was changed on flags?
So,
Flagstaff, yes. Receive tone was changed.
get on,
And if you look on the website, it's there.
it's
Just the receive tone.
That's not gonna happen.
More for compatibility than anything.
The one that I, usually doesn't really cover Count Hills very well. But Mount Ord does. According to the cover. So
Is that 903, Tim?
Huh?
Is that 903, Tim?
That would be 903. Yep.
And, he said, he gave me who to contact.
We need to talk technical.
A 27-inch.
So,
You don't want to talk technical.
anyway,
He said he
so
needs help. I told him I didn't know a good psychiatrist.
we
So.
need to,
No,
see if we can get
so
up
if
there maybe.
They only have 10,
That's
then
what
we
I'm
can
thinking.
13 in.
But,
So,
on Mount Ord.
you don't get, do you get any notices of PayPal when payments are billed?
Do you know what the
You
Wi-Fi
can't
is?
set it up to forward those, Jerry?
Oh, thank you.
You're not getting them?
I don't get any notices.
I got several that are open, I can't tell if they're open, if they're not open.
I even had the IBM thing doing this, but.
Everything else everything else is working perfect.
Chris, what's the Wi-Fi here?
Welcome Paramix.
Make that happen.
All
All
lowercase.
lowercase.
Also,
On the desk.
Mix.
But which
Somebody
Yes.
walk in here, drop a couple of years,
welcome,
hand them the whole
all
roll, like,
lowercase.
you're good.
First, I just want that across the
if that's okay, maybe,
That would just help me so I don't have to go back in and check all mine.
I like that, but
Okay, so
since
that's
I only
gonna
need
be.
two
Well, mine, well, not really, but I got, I know, one of my machines.
Maybe it's
Not
already
unless you're
joined.
gonna leave before they do the drawing.
It's amazing.
And then you're gonna bring it up to me and I'll make sure that you get your money.
Stop somebody else.
If you get drawn. You can trust me, Larry.
Let's see.
10% accounting fee.
That's stayed in there.
Yeah. Brought it up, bought some
There we go.
I watched the meeting, so.
Yeah.
Okay, so hang on, I'm having trouble digesting what you're saying. So you said you got a hold of Chris Algett?
Yeah, and he just sent me an email and basically said that it's possible, but apparently he doesn't own his, he doesn't, not one of the places where he owns the site, so he gave me a couple of companies to go through.
Oh, and who were they?
Gosh, I don't have it with me, but there are a couple of companies that have actual sites up there that we could rent rack space from, you know.
Okay. If we rent rack space, that means that we're gonna be responsible for buying the repeater, putting the repeater in, maintaining the repeater for breaks. Are we ready
Well,
to do that?
unless they have a deal. the
Pretty much
company
doing
has
that
a
now
deal
with
Unless they
other
have a
than
deal
one.
where we provide the repeater and they provide the service for the repeater, and they go to the mountain, and there's a problem with the repeater. Could be expensive, but could be doable.
Yeah. But it's just something, it's an alternative.
I think we just call Sam.
It's an alternative anyway.
Oh, that'd be great.
And then, of course, you can get
We
an
put our
outboard
700
then.
heater over here. You can use it.
And of course,
Just use any tone, it works.
so it covers all the way on the 87 all the way up to Payson.
You would have to find out if Chris Algett would let you piggyback on his network to get the internet if we were gonna link.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
The guy that was standing over here.
it'd be very expensive to get our own internet up there, I think.
Well,
$99
I
a
don't
month.
know.
$99 a month on Starlink.
Starlink.
Rich Carlson.
Can we meet that not?
Is anyone else missing ballots, or did I get everyone?
And I didn't sign in.
Okay.
Of course, Starlink's
I don't know, but thought you were gonna try doing it from your radio.
What's that?
Sign in.
Yeah, if you could give me that notification that way.
Yeah, I thought you were getting them.
I'm done. I
How
have,
many,
it works out really well.
Because what I did have at one point was
how
on
many
the
choices did he give
push
you?
notification
Two.
service,
There were two.
Is
he
I
said there were
actually
two
had
companies.
a thing where it was sending them to this
remember
on
the
over
names
the
at all, or
IPN
did you tell me?
connection, but then it
No,
stopped.
I don't think.
Well,
they
if you're
updated
getting
some,
them, just set up a forward on your account.
Yeah, I
To
could do
forward
that,
those
yeah.
messages, that might
Probably
be,
the easiest
might
way.
be the easier way to do it.
Anybody else need to sign in?
Just set up a rule and forward on
I can
that.
do that to this too. 'Cause I like these push notifications. Pops up separate.
Yeah, I mean, I'm
Well, there
down,
goes the pen.
pretty much, I get most of them done within 1 to 2 days max now, so it works out very good.
Oh, I have statistics on that too.
It's quite a bit,
Huh?
Really?
it's quite a bit the last month or so.
Quite a bit the last month.
How many?
Huh? When it's time. When it's time for our report.
You just wait next time, buddy. Next time you call me.
Speaking of.
Yeah, wait till the next meeting.
Hey,
I think 55.
Oh, that sounds about right.
You know what I would like?
I know there's a lot.
I would like to know what percentage of our members are hams.
That's my next one I'm gonna, I'm working on the database right now. I will know by the end of this month,
So
and let's put the end of
I'm
October.
keeping track
I'll
now
know how many members we've had from the time we started and joined.
do we?
We'll be
keep
able to
track
use
of,
the rolls to find out how many dropped
the
off.
spouses
We'll know
and
how
stuff?
many are hams.
We
We'll
don't.
know when they
Just off the
applied,
application.
Yeah, just
when
off the
their
application.
membership was
There was
approved.
really no word
But I can only
I
provide
just
that for
wondered,
the
yes.
amount that our current interface holds.
And there's
If
been
we
a
start pushing
question
before
to
that,
ask for another
but I have no
volume.
way to confirm.
Right.
But I'm working on all those statistics.
Okay,
Because I'm a
Ready to
stats
get
guy.
started?
Okay, are we gonna, cut off sale right now too?
I think it's right until the raffle, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah, I think we left it right
Okay.
to the
I
raffle.
guess I will hold on to
yeah.
that.
Are you?
Everybody got a raffle ticket? Everybody sign in? Okay, let's call the meeting to order of the Arizona GMRS Repeater Club. And we actually started on time this time. Mike. Okay, so,
Do we know who's attending virtually right now?
Mr. Jeff. What was the
Call sign?
call sign?
WQZZ533.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Anyone else?
We got one person on a phone connection. Who's that?
WRDW 437, Brad's on the phone. Desiree has my proxy.
I do.
Thank you, sir.
Is that 519, Jeff?
No, I already forgot. I'm sorry. I'm
Brad.
terrible.
I did.
533.
I,
The
made
other-
the, I did the same thing.
Jeff.
Jeff is 437.
He lives
533.
right by me and I've never met him. It's like trying to meet up with him is like crushing rocks.
okay, Madam Secretary, do you have a quorum?
We are good. There are definitely more than 10 people here.
Okay, and a quorum, obviously for the board because we're all here, so.
Yep, we're good.
Okay, very good. And we need to approve the minutes for the general meeting held on June 19th.
Hi.
Second.
Okay. Second, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion?
Here we
See,
go.
there's never discussion on that. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay. And it is time for the president's report. Well, that's, I guess I should do that then. Okay. I have this here so I can remember what I'm supposed to say. Okay. Now, we're still seeing increases in the number of GMRS licenses issued in Arizona. As of June 16th, there were 3,795 licensed operators in Arizona. Who knows how many that are not licensed? And on September 1st, the first of this month, it was 4,125. So that's an increase of 330 in just 2.5 months. So we're still seeing a lot of increase going on there. And of course, there also continues to be more new member applications to the club, and that they're coming in on a regular basis. So, in the last meeting, the board approved 2 new officer positions to help provide more information to members and help them out with selecting good equipment, programming, and that type of thing. And we appreciate Mike, this guy who accepted the membership officer position, and Tim, who accepted the assistant membership officer position. And they're both these guys, they don't look like it, but they're very knowledgeable. And they already do a good job, so, in helping members out.
So
So,
friends like you, we
you
don't
know?
need the enemies.
I know.
What are you guys
So,
in the back room? What that back row guys? Look at all those guys. They're just grinning from ear to ear.
But the board will be asked later on to approve these appointments further down in the agenda. And there are also a lot of other members that help out, you know, when somebody needs some help, some information, help with programming, and we appreciate that too. So today we have 4 proposed amendments to the bylaws for the consideration of the board. And everybody should have got a copy of those already. Once the board approves them, we'll have an election of the membership to ratify those amendments. They are primarily about the duties of the new membership officer and assistant membership officer, and some housekeeping type changes in the bylaws. And if anyone has any questions about the amendments, you can ask during the meeting here during the comment section. And we also have a full agenda with a lot of items to cover. So, should be, we might even continue all the way through this time, I don't know. It's, I've been working on possibilities to replace the Mesa 625 repeater that's no longer in operation. I have checked the coverage maps for several sites to locate one that will cover both the Mesa area and Fountain Hills. The only one that looks like it will do a decent job is Mount Ord. that will cover both of those. Now, we're gonna look at that. We'll also be doing some, I'll be doing some field checks to actually check it out and see if it will work in those areas. I've reached out to Chris Selgett since he has equipment up there already on Mount Ord, just to check the feasibility and associated costs that might be involved. And I did hear back from him, but we still need to find out more information. So I don't have any cost information yet that might be involved there. So, but Mount Ord would be a really good location if we could get up there, because it would cover Mesa, it would cover Fountain Hills, and of course, as a bonus, it covers, you know, the 87 all the way up to the Payson area as well. So, be a pretty good location to have. But we want to be able to hopefully link that up with, you know, the rest of our system down here in White Tanks as well. And of course, there's been some issues with the Scottsdale repeater. Tim, Chris, and Mike have been working on it, and they will probably discuss this in more detail during the communications officer report. And that's all I have for my report. And next we have the Vice President's report.
I'm gonna let it go until we get to the membership section and some of the other things, because I've got things to comment on them too, so I just bypass at this point.
Okay. Let's see. And then we have the Secretary's report.
Hi. Man, this girl's lazy. No, I'm kidding. Alright, so first I wanted to let everybody know that we currently have 222 active members. 3 of those are life members, 2 are associate members. I do not believe there's anything pending right now except for the one that you commented on that the person was already a member, so I'm not sure like why that's in there or whatever. I just want to thank everybody who's been helping me with the application process, the review for qualifications and stuff like that during the time that I've been having problems. So I have a lot going on, and I'm going to probably speak about that like later in the meeting, but yes, so.
Yeah, there's probably 3 or 4 that are pending payments. So,
okay.
So that
yeah,
would be,
but I meant like pending approval.
No, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so, okay, cool, so that's all I have right now.
Okay, very good. And then the Treasurer's report.
Alright, thanks, sir. First, I'd like to thank everybody that's been helping me, especially Mike, as I've been dealing with living situations and whatnot on the farm and changing out trailers while waiting for my house to get built, which maybe another year at this point, thanks to the contractor. I won't name them, but yeah, I really hate their guts. But anyway, that's how bad it is.
I thought you were gonna name them.
Yeah, I have on my YouTube videos for Coyotes Den Homestead. But yeah, they have $40,000 of my money that they're holding in ransom. So, but I digress. So for right now, in cash we have $804. I have not been able to get to the bank for that. So what I'm going to do, if it's okay, is to take the cash and write a check to the club and deposit it electronically to get that transferred over. PayPal, we have $557.74 currently.
How much?
$557.74.
Okay.
In our bank account, we have $9,846.35. Grand total, $11,208.07. If I can read my writing. We do have a few past due repeater bills. I've in the process of moving, lost track of some stubs. I've been in contact with Randy. He's supposed to be giving me a statement to pay through the end of the year, so we're caught up and paid ahead of time, so we don't got to worry about it while I'm dealing with the situation. So that's in the works. So we'll get caught up on that as soon as I get that statement from him on that. Other than that, that's all I have.
Okay, now how does it work with, I was gonna ask you, how does it work with PayPal, like the amount for PayPal, is that in a separate account, or
That's in PayPal, and I transferred over to our
you
bank
just
account.
transfer it over? Okay.
Yeah, about once a month.
Right. Okay, very good. Do you have anything else?
That's it.
Nope. Okay. So we're doing good there, and then we have the communications officer report. Tim?
Well, as previously mentioned, we are having trouble with Scottsdale. Apparently, and I don't know if I have this right because Randy keeps telling me that it's totally impossible, that any tone coming into the Scottsdale repeater will key the repeater and it will transmit. Is that accurate?
That is
'Cause
accurate.
he says it does not happen. He says he monitors Scottsdale 700 all the time, and it has never, ever happened on a different tone.
From our testing, was it actually keying up Scottsdale, or was it just the link?
Let me tell you what I've
really
heard.
hard to tell.
It's just the link. Because from what I did, I took a 700 radio and 550 radio, and I would hear it key up and go bleep, but the 700 radio would be silent.
Okay.
Unless they key it with the right tone.
Okay.
So I think it's just the link.
That's why I was pretty sure. We did so much testing remotely,
forget.
it's kind of hard across the
But
valley.
I didn't test it.
It's really hard to tell because with it doing that, you're hearing it on, yeah.
You're hearing it on 550, and you're hearing the beat, but you're not hearing, when you're listening on 700, Randy says he listens to 700 all the time, and the only time he's ever heard it key up is when somebody with the right tone is on.
And that would make sense. So it's just a matter of the link of how it's plugged into the radio. The repeater itself is not, it's keying up the link off of carrier squelch at this point. We have a fix in the works with a simple jumper to correct the issue.
And Randy said that it's okay if the fix works on the club repeater to go ahead and do that jumper to his repeater. I wondered if we should just put a toggle switch in there. Put the jumper, but put a toggle switch in the jumper.
It doesn't change the function
Right.
of anything except the DB25 output of the repeater.
Oh, then in that case it's probably
Yeah, it doesn't do anything other than that.
In that case it's probably fine. No incidents to report on white tanks that I know of. I think it's been up pretty much 100% since
Yeah,
the last meeting.
The only thing that we have is the programming computer is off the network right now due to when I was trying to make a network change several months ago. So it's going to require a trip up there to get that back up.
Then I'll have to let you know when either Chris Salgood or Randy are going up.
Yeah, and I'll have to see about my schedule at that point.
Yeah, but I need to get with you about all those codes for that too, because I lost them. I don't have them, or they changed. I don't know. So, let's see. And you correct me if I'm wrong, Michael. That you're having the same exact problem on
Flagstaff.
Flagstaff.
Yep. Yep, we tested it, and it's got the same problem.
And I think under the communications, the chart of the authorized frequencies for the club. We're going to work on that. Right now it's a document in flux because we don't have. There's some stuff on there that we need to switch around. So if you program your radio now, you might get the information. Most of the information is correct, but there might be a few changes coming up. And I think
last night.
we'll be letting everybody know.
And that's why we're doing it.
That's exactly why.
Yeah, we wanted to mess up Dave, so we decided to change.
We try not to, but yeah, there's a few things that are.
I've been hearing nothing but this is changing, that's changing, whatever, so I'm waiting for all the dust to settle, and then I'm gonna bother when he holler at me.
A lot of it comes down to the non-club repeaters that we're allowed to use. We don't have any control over, so if they change something, then we have to follow it. So.
And they're not really notifying us when they do make those changes. Yeah. They just change it, and it's up to us to find it on my GMRS. But I would like to independently verify that with Chris.
So are they authorized repeaters or just a list of open use repeaters or reciprocal agreements, or is that any GMRS frequency is authorized to any licensed user?
Yep. Right. Which brings me to this would be new business, so I can't talk about it now, right? Coordination.
Oh, you can talk about it.
I would like to see frequency coordination occurring on the GMRS repeater band like what occurs on the ham radio band. There's an organization called ARCA, Arizona Repeater Association Committee, or something like, or I can't remember what it is. But anyway, it's a coordination to make sure that everybody and their cousin doesn't stick up a repeater in their backyard or a tall building, and everybody and their cousin interferes with everybody else. Now the hams have got it good, because there's thousands of frequencies, or hundreds at least. And so you go a long ways before somebody puts a repeater up on the same frequency as you have. On GMRS there's 8. And it's problematic when we get 2 people putting up a repeater on exactly the same frequency who either accidentally pick the wrong tone, the same tone, or put it up in close enough proximity to where the coverages overlap so much that when one comes on, somebody else comes on the other repeater. Now you've got heterodyning and you've got both repeaters interfering. So I would like to reach out to all repeater owners in Arizona and have meetings with them and try to get frequency coordination going. It would be voluntary, just like the ARCA does. The FCC doesn't mandate it with the ham radio operators. It's voluntary. It's all voluntary. So they send from each club, in our case would be from our club, and then each, if there's other clubs or each individual, they have a representative there at the meetings, and they all agree that they're going to do everything they can to prevent interference between repeaters on the same frequency. Or just not put your repeater on that frequency if you know there's going to be an interference problem. And so at some point we should probably bring that up for a vote and see if it's something that we want to do, and then try to find somebody to head it up. Yeah. You talk Randy into retiring and I'll head it up.
I'd like to go back to the other point about the repeaters that are listed, the non-club repeaters. All those that are listed are, we have talked to those repeater owners, and they are allowing us to use those repeaters. It's not just
Yeah, it's a
agreement.
reciprocal agreement.
Yeah,
It's an agreement.
Yeah, it's just not any repeater that we find or anything.
Well, it's not really reciprocal. It's one way.
Well, yeah,
Yeah.
because you've got to be a member.
Because you got to be a member of our club to use our repeaters.
Right, but not those, but not the other
It's an
ones.
agreement.
But I did write up that reciprocal agreement form that we can use if we want to use it, but we never have yet, so. Where it would actually be reciprocal, so. I don't know. Here you want to do that with some of those 2 cent repeaters, maybe?
Or we could put our own.
But they would have to agree, it's in the agreement, they would have to agree to go by our rules for our repeaters, you know, so.
And vice versa.
Right, vice versa. So, anyway.
I think that's it for the communications officer.
Okay,
Probably enough.
think that's enough?
Yeah.
Okay.
I talk too much.
Well, I don't know. Okay, how about the media officer, what's up?
Nothing much lately.
Well, wait a minute, what about this brand new website that you've
So
been talking about?
I worked on a brand new website 6-8 months ago. Asked the officers to look it over and tell me what they think about the back end. It's a point and click type system. Never heard anything back.
That's not
Okay.
changing the forum. The
Yeah, not
forums
changing
are
the form.
still
The back
going to
end
be
would
the
still
same
be the
way.
same. It'd just be all the front facing and cleaning up and separate the public from the membership site, so we can in
So
turn
basically,
clean
it's the
up
public
member
website.
Yeah, it would in turn clean up the membership site a little bit without having so many menus.
Was that one of those ones that was sent to communications
Probably.
at AC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Actually, it might have been before that.
Might have been.
Yeah.
I need to look for that, 'cause
So-
I would definitely like to look into
But
that.
if we're still interested in it, I can resend out the links. And-
Yes, you should.
Yes.
Because you have to request the password, and then I'll send it to. It comes to me right now.
Send out the link, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll look at it.
Yeah, it's really simple, easy to use. So that's all I have for right now.
Yep.
Just with all this moving stuff, nothing else really changed.
Okay, then we have the ESG officer report. And let's see what we got here. Okay, the Community Emergency Net, or the CNET exercise that we had on July 24th, that went well. The simplex test of sending a message from one side of the county and back again Simplex was successful. We had success there. And also the simulated emergency calls that were relayed from the relay monitoring points to net control up on South Mountain. That went well. Then we relayed from South Mountain to a ham operator at the Phoenix COC, and he received them. So that went well. Only one did not get through due to interference. I want to thank everybody involved in the exercise, and this includes our simulated emergency callers, which were 3 of my daughters. Worked well. It's, you know, I have a little pull with them, so I got them to do that. Doug Ewing, the ham operator and our contact with the City of Phoenix EOC and CERT, has invited those interested to come down to the EOC for a tour of the radio setup there. I know you want to go. If you're interested, let me know. He also did mention that they have requested funding from the City of Phoenix for 2 GMRS radios for CERT, one for the EOC and then another one for their trailer. Apparently, we were the impetus for this. I have emailed Doug requesting a date for a tour, and I'm waiting for him to get back to me. So, on Friday, July 30th, I had a meeting with Richard Langbin of the Maricopa County Department of Emergency Management, and the AESG and our people and our capabilities were discussed with them. The meeting that was scheduled for 1 hour ended up taking about 2 hours. But that's what happens when you get radio people together and also emergency preparedness people together.
See, Tim, don't feel bad.
You know, that's what happens. So, we're working on some things, and they're interested in the ESGs and our club's capability to have a bunch of people out there in the field if something happens, to be able to send in like reports, damage reports, that kind of thing, and kind of send it all in. So we're working on that. The training courses that we did have before COVID interfered with everything, they've been revised and they're ready to go. Once the training location and the liability insurance are nailed down, we'll be all set. So hopefully we can get those going. Tentative involvement in the shakeout exercise on Thursday, October 21st at 10:21 hours. You get that? 10:21 at 10:21. See what they did there? This is a national earthquake exercise, and we're going to see if we can be involved in that, as far as maybe having a communications exercise, you know, simulated communications going down because of an earthquake. And that's all I have. Okay, and then the membership officer.
Who is it now? Oh, it hasn't been ratified though. Okay.
No, but you're appointed, so you're
Appointed, so.
So yeah, we've changed some things, and Tim and I have been working out the logistics on it. So we've kind of worked out things between him and I, so we don't duplicate. We were running into problems. We were duplicating backgrounds and things like that. So it was agreed between Tim and I that for the most part I'm going to handle them unless I go out of town, and then he'll take over as far as backgrounds go. But we still need approvals. So if I see 2 or 3, usually I'm sending them out at the board and say, hey, we need some approvals. So I don't know the numbers. Somebody's going to divulge that here in a moment, but there's been a lot, and I've got them down we're right at 1 to 2 days max, so that's actually been really good. So how many have we had in the last, because it seems like
since the last meeting, all I did is counted since June 19th?
I think it
since June 19th. Now these aren't people who applied before June 19th, but then got approved. Well, these include people who applied before June 19th, but didn't get approved until after June 19th, okay? But since June 19th, we have 54 new members. That's a fourth of our membership.
yeah, They come in pretty regularly.
Yeah.
What's happened? I mean, that sounds like a pretty big number. Is something happened recently that caused?
You know, and because we ask them, you know, the varied reasons, and the reasons that they're applying are, you know, a lot of them have listened to us. You know, they listened to the traffic report. So most of them indicate they've heard us, or they found us on my GMRS, or they found us on the website. And I've recently had 2 or 3 that I've actually had to contact because they're from Lake Havasu and things like that, but they still want to be part of the group. So
That's great.
it is what it is.
Oddly enough, I don't really hear the airwaves getting clogged up either.
No?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think with 220 members, it'd be a lot busier than it was when we first started it, and it's nowhere near as busy.
Yeah,
Right.
we're still kind of up against the same thing that we've always been, which is we get a lot of people incoming, but getting them actually active and keeping them interested
Getting them
is the
involved.
challenge.
Right.
To a point, though, it seems like during the summer months, there's very little chatter. In the winter and fall, that's when all the nets are jam packed with almost tons of the members get on there and a lot of other chatter and stuff. It just summer always seems to be quieter.
What about retention of members? How's that?
That was going to be my next question.
Stop reading my mind.
Yeah.
Will
Put on your tinfoil hat.
I don't know how many renewals. I don't know. I've
Had a
done,
lot.
Huh?
We've had a lot going
Yeah.
through.
I guess I should bounce the statistics of renewals against applications and ferret out some data there. Is there any data dump we can get from our?
Just looking at the forms, you can count the.
Because I've been doing it very manually, looking at each one, writing down their call sign, writing down when they applied, writing down when we approved them, and it's.
Yeah, you can see how many are per page, and then go find out. Go from start at a date.
Yeah, but I like to drill down a lot better. Like knowing the location, for instance, and the reason they joined, and other statistics that'll help us analyze how we can do things better.
It seems like most of them are renewing at the end of the year. We've got some people that are renewing before the end.
Yeah. There's another related phenomenon, and that Desiree alluded to, is there are individuals who have joined this club who have never been heard, even once, on white tanks.
Never showed up at an event, never showed up at a meeting.
Never keyed a mic.
Yeah,
At
and
least
people I've talked to and emailed before, and this is way back. They just keep it as an emergency.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you need to exercise.
Yep.
Because
Exactly.
if an emergency happens, are you sure your radio is going to work? What all these different things, and
I think then that falls back at education. There's probably, like I say, a lot of people out there who do nothing but listen because, well, I'm afraid of the radio. I don't know how to use the radio.
Yep.
I don't want to look foolish when I use the radio. So maybe we need to
and I think
do more
too,
classes.
COVID killed us. I think COVID killed us a lot because nobody wanted to get together anymore.
Yeah, well, that part,
And
yes.
so I guess that we can bring that up. So Tim and I have talked about that. Tim's more on the east side of town. I'm more on the west side of town. So we had pretty good. It was kind of an impromptu thing, and it's probably what it's going to be. It's a little bit of breakfast meetings here and there. It gives a chance for people to get to see each other, but I've also noticed when that happens, then you're more apt to carry on a conversation with somebody because you know who it is. Yeah. So
I think that the last meeting where people could bring a radio in and train and they get a program, and then the training stuff that you would give.
Yeah.
I think maybe we should do some more of those too.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
Mike, you're doing yours on what day of the week and where?
it's going to be usually on a Wednesday, just because I'm there anyway. So I'm there from like 6:30. I'm there at Denny's from 6:30 till 11.
You have your police. You have your police thing afterwards, then, right?
No, that's actually before.
Is it before?
And then the rest of them kind of drag in after that. So.
Okay. Well, mine is on. I don't have a particular firm date, but I'm trying to figure out whether it's going to be Tuesday morning or Thursday morning, and it's going to be either at the Panera Bread at Norterra or the Panera Bread at 4th Street and Bell. And when I decide a date, I'll figure out a way to you can do a broadcast email to everybody, right?
Yeah.
I'll figure out, I'll send him the information and we can do a broadcast email and.
You're able
right
to
now
as
it's
well.
usually one-on-one. Yes, you know what? I guess I can do that now.
I can go over it with you and
Yeah, show me how to do
proper way.
that. Right now it's one-on-one. I've been keeping it one-on-one. Dave's been to many of them, as many of you in here have, or several of you in here have. And I'm going to open it up to as many want to come. You know, buy
But I think a
cup
lot of
coffee.
it, you gotta, if you hear somebody out there, and I try, because my radio's usually on during the day most of the time when I'm in and out of the office.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you hear somebody, you gotta get on the air.
Yeah.
I just want to say thanks to both of you for doing that, because I've learned a lot. I mean, just in a short time.
Yeah, Randy's been like a dry sponge.
Yeah.
He's been soaking up the information like crazy.
Thanks.
Oh, you have no idea.
Well, I hear lots of radio checks.
Should we, is this the
All
time to
day
mention
long.
the membership
yeah,
thing, the
that's-
70?
The get-togethers? you mean?
No, the fees? The 2-year?
Oh, well, yeah,
Okay.
it's membership.
So I've talked to Gary about this, and also I mentioned it to Chris too. So what we want to do is not only on renewals, but on initial memberships. We want to. Right now it's $36 a year. You know, really it's chump change. What I want to do is I want to make it $70. So you're going to get $2 off, basically. But $72 for 2 years. It's a lot easier for us to deal with, and it's a lot easier for the users to do it for 2 years, and that way they don't even have to remember it.
So 70 for 2 years.
70 for
I
2
like
years.
that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
So
Will a reminder be sent? Because 2 years time period is plenty enough time to forget to renew.
actually,
I agree.
Actually,
Sticky
it's
on the website.
we've already put it in for renewals. You'll see the option to pick 1 year or 2 years. All I need to do is put it in the regular membership as well.
But are you gonna be sending out renewal emails?
Yeah, an automatic email goes out
Yeah.
about a month before.
Okay.
Yeah, if you get ready to expire, you should get an email
Yeah.
that's expiring. So then you go in to do the application for renewal, and there's the option.
And for those of you, if you're on the website, in the private message section, you always see it always constantly tells you what your expiration date is as well.
The notification in that marvelous website.
We have a website?
It's the forum. It's the forum.
Computer.
Oh, boy. Okay, so that's a good idea.
So
and
some
then
of the things we're trying to do.
that suggestion that Mike had is also in the procedure changes that we have on the agenda for the board to vote on a little bit later. So that's already in there.
What is the 2 years?
The changing, right, having be able to have multiple year renewals or whatever you want to call it. Okay, now the other thing I wanted to mention was we used to have the get-togethers where we'd have like kind of a brunch and we'd get together at Barrow's Pizza, and we always had a great time at those. And I'm just want to throw it out there and see what everybody thinks about starting those up again, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we got some thumbs up there. Okay.
I'm a hungry boy.
Let's go.
And so we get those started again, we'll send out an email, we'll let everybody know, and we'll mention it on the net.
Usually-
Are the dining rooms open
Yeah.
nowadays?
Yeah.
Yep. Everything's open for the most part.
Good.
So we'll think about doing that then. Get that going again. And I think things like that may also help with what we've been talking about in getting those people who are just not involved, maybe getting them to come in and talk to some of our people and just have an informal get-together. It's not a meeting, not a training session, it's just an informal get-together.
Just hang out, get to know
And
each
you
other.
kind of hang out and eat some lunch or something like that, and maybe that will help with
You
that.
know what might be good too, if we can find a location that, would accommodate lots of people that have power and stuff like that, a potluck, and do a sign up for potluck, and then people can list what they're gonna bring and stuff like that, and
Only on one condition, if you bring your potato salad, then
And the
we'll
chili,
do
right?
Ooh,
it.
Yeah.
And the chili, yeah.
And the chili. Yep.
All right.
I can do that.
Very good. Let's see, that's another, let me make a note of that, so.
Yeah, because I mean, if we could even, I mean, we don't have to theme it, but if we wanted to, we could even, start something like that where, maybe we do them quarterly or something like that, like we do the meetings and set a theme for each one, and then people could go in and sign up, like, oh, I'm gonna bring this, I'm gonna bring that, and then, then it kind of gets fun.
I'm thinking maybe with these get-togethers and or potlucks and that kind of thing, maybe we'll start with, we'll have one on the west side, maybe have one on the east side.
Spread it around a little bit, because we've
you
got
know.
people everywhere now.
Yeah,
so.
we really do, so
But
that's
yeah.
another possibility. And now we have the section for comments and questions from the general membership. If you have any questions or comments, now's the time. And if you have any questions specifically about the amendments,
It's not my turn.
let me know.
Somebody else's turn.
Yes, sir.
We've gotta get Tim a uniform.
I know.
Yeah, we've picked
I was
on him
thinking
quite a
about
bit.
that.
Tim needs a uniform. You look so out of place up there. You gotta be blended in.
Well, me
Hey,
also
Desiree.
because
And
when the
yeah.
whole thing happened, I gave him the shirt back because obviously
You could've
like,
put
that's not even my
duct
qualified
tape over
anymore.
it.
And
You know
I
where
was
your machine
like,
is?
I need a new shirt.
Buried.
And then this whole moving thing happened, and then I
can
never
get 'em
got
done
a
online
shirt. And
now.
I'm like,
Good
okay,
point.
then cool.
there you go.
Good
So,
point.
so
Yeah.
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 I propose some new unis for these folks.
Yeah.
Come on, embroidery, let's go, let's go.
Good idea. Well, Chris did
Let's go
those
with
for
stencils.
us.
Let's just go with
He actually has a
stencils.
machine.
And
to
he
do
actually has a place to put it on a table and do something
No, I
with it
don't.
now.
I know.
I don't have room for that, but I can get it done. I can upload the file and just do it somewhere online.
There you go.
There you go. All right. We
But
can
it
get
all
that
costs
done.
money.
Any other
Yeah.
questions, comments?
I'm
Yes.
just curious, first of all, my name's Randy, WRNS 717, just trying to get this. The FCC membership, or the dues, $70, I've heard talk about it changing to 35, anybody heard anything about that? And remind me, is that annual thing, or is that a one-time?
That's a
10
10-year
years.
thing.
10-year, okay, got it.
10-year.
But that won't be changing probably until 2022 sometime.
Is that right?
If
They're
not,
redoing the website, and if you know the federal government,
Oh,
it's gonna take a long time, so.
In
I
Congress.
just did mine last week, and it's still definitely $70, so.
Because Congress had to have their meeting, right, to approve it.
Oh, they had to do all that.
What-
It has to
what
be
did they say
part
it's-
of the federal record an extra amount of time before they can make the change.
yeah, well, they say it's like birthing elephants. Everything's done at a high level, and it takes 2 years to see results.
I gotta say that the renewal actually went pretty smoothly, so.
I'm liking the new website for the application stuff, because when I did my business license, it was so much easier than the old, whatever
Yeah.
format they had before. That was a
The
nightmare.
ULS is not bad.
Yeah, it's gotten
No,
a
it's
lot
not.
better in the last few months.
If it would stay up,
Yeah, if it would work.
it has been up and down so much lately, so.
Yeah, OET has been down too.
Yeah,
So
I
I
hate
can't
whenever
find
it's down and when you're trying
any
to check someone,
approvals.
or it just sits there and spins.
Oh, yeah.
The spinning
Yeah.
circle of death, and you're like, is
I
it
just
ever gonna
wait,
load?
I'll just come back tomorrow and do it.
Yeah, literally, same.
It's like I put in a license number and it says, nothing found.
Yeah.
What? Really?
Yeah, I've done that.
Somebody's
me
trying to
too.
scam us?
Mhm.
Well,
Then I put
remember that
my
one?
own in and it says nothing found.
Remember that one that we searched and it was like totally someone else, and I'm like, fraud? Question mark?
We do have a comment on YouTube. WRKW573 is listening. He says he has keyed up a few times to verify his radio. His main use is for family and remote locations. I've done a few radio checks in the East Valley.
Did it come through okay? Or?
That's all they said.
Tell them to stop keying up and actually say something. Ask for a radio check. Call a station.
Yeah.
When you do the new channel plan, can I make a suggestion, at least consider it? Have channels 1 through 20 be club repeaters, and anything above 21 be non-club owned repeaters? Good, or some, at some, numeric junction. That way everything above that number is not owned by us and we're under somebody else's rule. Anything below that number is
I think we need that many numbers.
Yeah,
I don't know how many.
that's good.
16 would
Yeah.
probably do it easily if we
Yeah.
made 16.
But I mean, if you're doing simplex and talk rounds and stuff like that, you know, could
Yeah.
get that higher. But like 1 to 10 be club repeaters, and then, you know,
Right.
and then simplex, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
everything above a certain number be non-club repeaters.
Yeah, that's good. That's
Yeah.
good. Nothing wrong with that.
And then a follow-up from 573. They did get some responses on their radio checks.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Pursuant to that, I monitor 550 all day long at work. But because I'm at work, I'm not allowed to talk on the radio. So it's kind of frustrating. People go radio check, radio check, radio check, and nobody responds. It's like, oh, I just love to pick up the mic and say you're coming in loud and clear, but I can't.
I'll have a talk with Randy for you. I'll get that taken care of.
Yeah. I can guarantee you it's not going to happen. When I retire, I will be doing radio checks all the time.
Right? Yeah.
But also, I've noticed a lot of people doing radio checks, and people say you're coming in loud and clear, but it happens to be because they might be very close to that person because they're not going through the repeater.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about probably 30 to 40% of the time, I'll hear someone do a radio check, and I'll hear one side of the conversation. In fact, last night happened, and my wife goes, that person must be on simplex because they're not coming through the repeater. And I'm like, yes. She finally engages and says something.
That would be great. So now you need to get her more involved now. So.
Okay, I'm glad you brought that up. You know why she doesn't come? Bores her to tears. If we had a get together and people talked about, I don't know, cross stitching or
Anything but radio.
or crocheting or anything but radio, she'd probably be at every single social event that we
Well,
have.
if you can figure out a way to combine radio with cross stitching, you let me know.
Hey,
okay?
if somebody figures out a pattern for cross-stitching call signs, she might actually turn it into a little cottage business. But
Microphone hoodies.
microphone.
Oh, no, we're not doing that. No. Oh, I can just,
But
I can picture that.
One for Christmas, one for
I can
Easter.
picture it now.
bowling. It would
Now
be-
can you unpicture it?
She would come if we had a bowling
I can't
event.
get it out of my mind now.
How do we feel
If
about
we-
knit slippers with people's call signs on it for Christmas?
Yeah.
Stocking.
You know, we need an
At least I'll be able
activity
to remember
officer.
my call sign.
Yeah. Well, who's going to volunteer for that? It ain't going to be me.
Your wife?
No. No. No, she would not volunteer.
Well, maybe we need an
we do need
auxiliary, a spouse's auxiliary.
So you know what
to
your
put a
call
club.
There you go.
You know what? That might be dangerous. Might turn into a support group for radio junkies, like Al-Anon. You know,
Yeah.
they're alcoholics.
Oh
Power
boy.
there. Hey Mike, there's somebody that
All
must
right,
live
bring it
close
back.
to you that checks into the nets on Simplex every week. I don't know if he was there last week. I wasn't around, but I hear him all the time. And you're
When was
like
the
only
last
one
time
that
you
can
heard
hear
him? When was the last time?
Not this last week, obviously, because I wasn't there, but the week before that or the week before that. I forget what it was.
Oh,
Somebody's checking in, and it's relatively regular.
oh,
Yeah,
I
he's
don't know
not
who that'd
much
be
of a
now.
repeat.
There was Michael Thompson for a while, but before he passed. But
Okay.
So asking a stupid question, how do you know if they're going through a repeater or not?
it's really hard to tell unless somebody else further away.
Yeah. See, I live way, way out in the desert. You know, Chris, I live 3 miles from Chris, but you can't get there. You know.
Right.
But
Well, there is
it's-
a path. There
Well,
is a
yeah,
path.
that's right. But then
It's
I got
rough,
to swim the canal, and I'm not about to do
There's a
that.
bridge.
And I'm not that buoyant. But there, you know, where I'm at, I'm too far away from civilization to hear anybody on Simplex. Whereas Mike is actually in town.
Well, the only one that I remember was Michael Thompson. He had a Midland, and he was checking in on that regularly, and he was loud and clear. He was at 84th and Bell, and I'm out in Surprise, and I had no reason to believe that he wasn't on the repeater because he was that loud. And then Gary finally came back on and says, "I don't think he's on the repeater." And come to find out, he wasn't.
So there's no indication on the radio
There-
display whatsoever.
There is a very slight, small tail from the repeater.
Yeah, it's
They'll stay
supposed to.
keyed up for about a half a second.
You'll hear it more in monitor mode than you will if you've
Yeah,
got
if you're
the
in
tone
monitor
squelch
mode,
on.
you can hear it.
Put it
Yeah.
in monitor mode, you'll hear a very, very brief squelch tail at the end of the conversation.
I'm typically always in monitor mode unless, well, Larry and I experienced this. We get some FRS chatter from some retail around us.
Yeah. The best way is when they're talking and they unkey. If you're watching your status light, it'll stay red or whatever color it is
Green,
for
whatever,
about
yeah.
a half a second longer.
Perhaps
than
on the,
a simplex user
when they
would.
do the net, you say, make sure you're in monitor mode so you can hear all the traffic, so they can say, make sure your radio is programmed for repeater operation also.
Yeah, maybe, that's a good idea.
Well,
Put it on
yeah,
the
depending on, but that depends on the radio and, yeah.
And who's looking at the code?
Yeah.
And the user being able to program.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. Any other questions or comments?
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
You were mentioning Mount Ord.
Right.
Has anybody ever looked at Towson Peak?
We've looked at that, we're not able to get anything up there,
Okay.
so, yeah. But we.
Do you know anybody?
It would be great. It would be a great spot.
Yes.
Yeah, if we could, but no, I've talked to, the county owns that, and I've talked to people from the county, and they've told me the deal up there, so, no, not gonna
What's
happen.
their justification for not allowing us up there when they allow a ham radio repeater up there?
Well, that was a very special deal, because that was through an MCSO posse, which is through the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, so that's part of Maricopa County, and it's the only reason that could happen. So, according to that, so.
See, but the posse doesn't have any of their own repeaters. Maybe some of them, I think one of the members does.
No, yeah, I was a
yes.
member of the posse.
Yeah, yes, they do.
It was
Sun
somebody knew
City's
somebody.
got their own repeater, Sun City Grand's got their own repeater. Or not Sun City Grand, but Sun City does. Sun City Grand's still using the sheriff's office right now, but.
Yeah. I'm
But
talking
Sun City
about,
does.
ham repeaters.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that's true, it was a member of the posse that,
Okay,
it was his call sign that they used on it.
okay. I know who that would be then.
But, yeah, that's the only reason that could happen, and, other than that, can't really happen. supposedly,
It boils down to what people are using it for antennas, because I'll tell you what, we've got some people out in Mesa and Apache Junction that are just come booming through.
Well, I'm here in Levine, no problem up in Whitman.
Yeah, and it's a lot of it has to do with antennas. Now, if somebody's out there trying to get in from Mesa on a handheld, that's probably going to be a problem. But I mean, we've got some from out in Santan Valley, and that dude comes in super strong.
I know I was at I-10 in the 67th, and I got in with my little Motorola.
Yeah, so we got, like I said, we got a lot of people out on the east side. I think it's more of an antenna choice than anything else.
How long is the timeout timer on the repeater?
About a half a second. Oh, I'm sorry, timeout timer.
Not hang
What?
time.
I'm still back on the hang time.
Yeah.
I guess like 2 minutes.
I think it's two minutes.
We say 2 minutes.
Well, that was 90 seconds.
It might
That
be,
would be
it
a
might
minute
be a
and a
little
half.
bit longer, but
Yeah.
2 minutes is the official.
It's longer than a minute and a half.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I very rarely hear anybody time out. In
Yeah.
fact, somebody timed out the other day.
extremely rare.
And
Yeah.
that's the first time in a long time I've heard anybody time
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, the most time that you're going to hear it timeout is when people are back to back keying
Yeah.
up and it doesn't actually let the repeater unkey. That's
I
so
set,
uncomfortable.
I set my timeout timer on my actual radio to 1 minute, so I won't time out the repeater.
It could be close to 3 minutes.
1 minute.
Well,
Good, we're only listening in very much.
Any other comments or questions? No? Okay. Well, it's break time. That's, 10 minutes maybe?
Last chance for raffle tickets.
Did you see the restroom coming in? If you haven't been here before, top of the stairs when you came in front of the door.
Yeah,
The little
you have to
kitchenette
go through
thing there?
The Star Trek door and go upstairs, and it's up there.
Star Trek door.
and then we got club stickers. Make sure everybody grabbed one.
I need to get together with you again.
Hey,
I covered
folks.
them up.
There they are.
Oh,
Absolutely
yellow.
free.
The 600.
Yeah.
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 One for Larry.
I know.
Take
Oh, I don't have that computer any longer.
There you go.
I've got a Kenwood I can't program now.
I got a camera.
What?
I can help you with that.
I got it. It's a 3140. Is that the display radio? 3140, 3140 or 3160, I forget which. It won't work in my Windows 10 machine. And when I sold my Motorola's, I gave the guy that I bought the Motorola's my Windows 7 machine that worked on it, and then I forgot I still had that Kenwood.
I have an XP laptop.
What is it, 31?
3140.
I think I've got a 30.
I've got the cable, and it runs it, but it won't run on Windows 10. It needs a 32-bit operating system. It'll run on Windows 7. It'll run an XP.
3160. Wow.
3160. So it's a 3160.
3160 with the display. 3140.
There's a 4-digit radio though. That's a 4-digit number.
Was that the old DPS one?
Is it?
No, I brought it back with me from Illinois, but
It's a handheld.
Yeah, a little portable. It looks kind of like this. It looks the same. Kind of looks like that.
Oh, okay.
But the Motorola, but you know, without a keypad. It looks very similar to the HX.
That's weird because I got 370s, 370Gs that runs with Windows 10. And you're talking a 4-digit number.
Yeah.
That one definitely should run with Windows. I've got some 3160s, and I think I've got a 3124 or something like that. They all run with
I need
Windows
to get
10.
together with you to get my Kenwood reprogrammed. It's got that block on it. 'Cause it was a
Oh
safety
yeah.
radio.
That's it.
Oh yeah. I know that radio.
Yeah.
I have software at work that will program it. I think.
Yeah, but
I'm like
like you said, it
99%
has to
sure.
run on Windows XP or 7 32-bit. It won't run.
Oh,
on
I've got it on Windows 7.
Yeah.
This is a Windows 10 machine. I got to see if it's on here. Do you know what the KPG number is?
I think the only thing I've seen
74, I think.
COVID is.
If you have the software, I got my.
I got the
XP
software, but
I got my XP laptop. I can bring you.
yeah.
And I do all my radio programming on.
Do you remember?
Don't look at me like that.
You're sure free with your time. Takes me forever to get anything out of it.
I could have house or
I tried.
I know it's like hitting this thing.
Yeah, because you'd be a copy of that program.
Yeah.
But it was like missing a DLL
take my
file.
fork early.
Yeah. Oh, we can get it to. I had that little laptop,
I don't
little
go to work
netbook.
anymore.
Yeah.
But that was in Windows XP, and unfortunately, I gave that with the guy that bought all my Motorola's.
Programming.
I think I'm gonna take a bio break before the meeting starts up again. Do you wanna take
You got a new
this?
band?
It's 180.
Yeah.
Plus I want to add tones and stuff on there. I missed those.
Yeah.
I didn't do my
Unfortunately, I
mobile
don't.
yet,
I got the
Mike,
cable.
but the club doesn't have a table
Yeah.
at the Hamfest.
Yeah, 74
like
B.
Scottsdale.
That suggestion.
We haven't
We
done
did
it for a while.
one,
Channels
what,
and
a
then-
few years ago?
First
Being,
2 or 3 years we did the Hamfests, all of them, or all local ones.
being other.
But we haven't been back out since COVID happened.
Yeah, even Mark
Hey,
is
Chris,
still
give me a
having
couple of those
Zoom
stickers.
meetings.
Some right here.
There's some there.
Okay, great, thank you.
Let's just think, I mean, most GMRS guys are hams anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a bunch of stickers.
There's your audience.
65% last I checked.
Was it 65%?
Last I checked, it was 65%, but I haven't checked in a while. So that some of my new statistics
We
I'm
were
gonna
seeing,
come up are
take care
gonna
of
be
you with the.
how many are hams.
I'm sorry, but I still say
I haven't heard back.
there is a
He's
new generation
on
of ham out
vacation this
there.
coming week,
Oh,
but
no,
we
definitely.
set
There's
up
a new
everything in there,
generation
so
of
he's-
ham, especially
just
during this
slow
COVID.
as molasses. And
These
he's in
people
Boston,
know
so-
how to
He
take a
sent me an
test,
email, I forwarded it.
but they have
He's been in contact.
no idea as far as
sent him an email back. I
application.
haven't heard back yet.
Because
You probably won't hear anything.
I don't know how many members that we've got, new members that we've gotten, and they tell me,
The warehouse
oh, I
is
just got my
under
ham
construction.
license too. But they get so confused
No
with
clue.
over something as simple as tones.
How does a
Like,
repeater work?
dude,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
I'm
see it on
going,
the boards all the time.
there is
It's like,
there's
wait
a
minute,
new
you passed the
generation of
test
ham
and
out
You don't
there.
know this?
What I'll do,
And I've
you know
heard
what I'll do
them
is
on
I'll
600
email
too,
you
and they
my,
go, dude, I went and took all 3 tests the same day.
product description,
Going,
so that.
Well, he's got them up on the
Now, when we were doing the
Oh,
Ham
that's
Fest,
okay.
it was pretty much all the same people every single year.
They look
Yeah.
normal, right? Except for
Yeah.
Adam.
It's the one thing that's not on my
you get somebody new in there?
Why?
Yeah.
Why they do them like
Mike Richter.
I think he said
Oh,
he needed to say
Mike
it
Richter.
the other day, too.
He's new.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Mike,
Do you remember Joe?
welcome.
Suicide.
Good afternoon. Sorry for the delay. I ended up having to fly some stuff for Civil Air Patrol this morning and just got in.
Yeah, it's nice to see laser prints on it.
Old, and they literally
Say that again, Mike. We didn't hear you.
Sorry for being late. I ended up having to fly some for Civil Air Patrol this morning and just got back from that.
Roger that. Well, I'm glad to have you, sir.
I've got one
Thank you.
So who's the DMR APRS expert in the
Mike
club?
Ricker?
I don't know if we have an expert. I mean, I'm still trying to get into it myself.
I run it on my truck.
I got the APRS running on the handy-talkie. I put it on the 578 last night, turned it on this morning, I've got no audio. I had to go
Mike, what's
back
your call
and
sign?
put the old code plug back in, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Kind of
Yeah.
far, or
I haven't even
the one in Flagstaff.
tried the
They hit
APRS
the
yet.
car, not
I
at the
still
crossings where the train,
want to
but
get the
the train was still
DMR repeaters
at,
and everything
you know,
in
by the
there.
depot where the
Get
camera
that
is,
done
and
first.
you can hear the.
Got
So I'm
conversations
still
going on.
working on that, but there's one
Because it
group,
hit one in like a half
DMR
mile
group
an
that's,
hour.
you know, it's a paid group where you have to pay and then you can have access.
Texting, yeah.
And there's another, you know, then others that are, you don't have to pay.
There's the Western States DMR, and you don't have to pay for their, they ask if you'll donate, but
Right.
they're open.
Right, right.
We had a guy.
But
who,
there's one that's also,
on the Northwestern,
it's
they
like
run left-handed,
required, you have to
so
pay,
the wrong
like, I
side,
think, not much, like
on the
25
two
bucks,
tracks.
and
So
then
there was a
you
guy
get
who was
access.
The Motorola's like that,
Yeah,
yeah.
sat on
Motorola,
the tracks,
yeah.
and then he
And then
realized that he
I'm
was
looking
on
at the
wrong tracks.
APRS
And
map
he got up
last
and
night,
ran,
and
but
like
he was
these
too
guys are on
slow.
showing up on
And the
different
engineer called it
frequencies
in, we
other
never
than
found the guy.
APRS, so
And
I'm
eventually
not
they-
sure how
he
that
went down
works.
to Wilmette or Kenilworth or something like
You
that.
click on the
and
mobile and it
figured
shows a
out.
line to the repeater up on
So
white
there.
tanks,
But
and it says like
Okay, I've
147,300.
got all these KPG numbers.
Yeah,
I thought
74D.
APRS was all
74D
on.
right
That's
there.
probably just
So
what
I have it.
frequency they're
It's
Yeah.
not
monitoring
installed
for
on this
voice.
computer.
Oh, I have the
That's probably
software.
what that is.
Okay.
So
But
that's,
it just won't run in Windows
so their
10.
Yeah, this is
their
Windows
APRS
10,
is
but I also
reporting
have
the frequency
this
that they're
same
monitoring.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes
file
sense.
folder
Right.
on my Windows
Hey, Mike,
7 machine.
check the chat message.
Well, you know, after we get the programming changes done,
It's hard with
I'll
all
Okay.
the
hook up with you and
Okay.
bring it with you. and
one
bring
guy
it with
that
me.
would,
Yeah,
probably,
I
he
can
knows a
bring it
lot
out,
about
or we can eat
DMR,
somewhere
one
for
guy,
coffee,
and
or
that's,
have lunch or whatever. We'll get it all programmed.
Jeff.
And if you send me the tones in
his
advance,
fan call is,
if you send me what you want in there, and
Oh, it'll just be the club.
just club, yeah, I can make the file in
W0NWA,
advance
I
and
think.
just blow it in.
The nice thing
That's
about
Jeff.
these radios
He-
is our public works bought
He knows a lot about DMR.
80 of these.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I found a couple of them at Handfest. For
If I have a
$20
question, I
piece.
usually ask him.
So I bought them
Okay,
at
I'll
Handfest.
try and find him, thanks.
great
There's
little
one of
another,
our
they
members
work on
too.
there's
TVN,
another guy in,
which our police department
not
is
Glendale.
operating on.
Right.
Yeah, they don't do NBC,
Um,
but they, you know.
Anyway, he's on the
and they're really easy to
9.4.
program.
He's got like
It's just
two
a
578s,
spreadsheet.
two
Just type in frequencies.
878s,
It's not like a
hot
mobile order where you
spots.
gotta go
Oh,
all
yeah.
the crazy
Oh, wow.
nonsense.
Really
Oh, yeah.
into
It's just-
it. His name is
All the
Franks.
Kenwood stuff
His
is
last name
very
is
simple.
Franks.
You can
Okay.
copy and paste.
Plus, there's a block on there.
Yeah.
That's the problem with mine. I bought this radio
I have
off
something
of a property room, website, auction site, and it was a public safety radio. But there's a block in there that won't allow you to
Oh,
get
the
in.
lock, yeah, you gotta have a password, they password protect the radios. A lot of the Motorola's,
Oh.
you can get that now too.
Okay, you can. There's a way to blow the brains out. Is it a
Okay,
read-only block or is it a
Well,
read-write
we gotta
block?
do the,
I don't remember.
after the break, we
Because there's
gotta
a way
do
you can
the
blow the brains out
raffle
of a Kenwood.
drawing,
It takes it right back
and
to
then we'll
factory
get into
fresh.
all that.
How many
Or-
total tickets?
If it's got
All right.
if it's got another kind of password on it, you have to literally send it to
180
Kenwood
bucks.
Okay, let's
service,
start counting.
and for like I
Do
think
we
it's
have to
$30 or
run
$40.
Yeah.
They'll blow the
Are
brains
you
out
kidding
and make it factory fresh.
How much was it, 180?
But
Yeah,
I actually
well,
found
it's
another
different
guy.
value
Hold on.
amounts.
Found
No,
another
look
guy.
at the denominations because
think he's
all
in
the 20s were 25.
Texas or
And then the
Nevada.
people who bought the
And we sent it to
10
him, and
had
he did it
13.
for like
So we know that.
half the price of
There we
Kenwood's place.
Yeah, you can always get around the passwords, you just might,
Yeah.
you know, you might have to.
Yeah, I don't believe this is a password. This is some
Say
kind
times
of,
25.
it says some type of code or something, so I don't know what that exactly, I think it said code.
40, 16.
What- you sure it's not a password?
It might be
I
a,
don't know.
it's like a
It's
4-digit
26
password or
then?
something like that.
It's been
If
so
I'm
long.
adding
Whatever it is,
the
you
$10
can
for
figure
the
out, if you can tell me what it is, and then send me an email or text
Okay.
With the model number.
with the model number, then I'll find out how much
So
it'll
that
cost
should
you to
be
get the
226
brains blown out of
if
it,
I'm
so
doing
you can
the
do it all
200.
yourself from scratch, fresh.
Huh?
That'd be 200,
That's
right?
what I said, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
Okay.
they, so, you know, like I said, right now it's an extra radio. I was gonna bought it, I was gonna get it
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, take
programmed
two.
and
Yeah, 26.
Yeah,
sell
you
it.
got my email address, right?
I'm sure I can
Just
find
send it to communications at or
Yeah,
Whatever our web,
Yeah.
AZGMRS.org, yeah.
There you go.
I know, I'm still getting used
You
to
can't
it.
remember your email, I can't remember my call sign. Yeah.
Well, I didn't
He can't
even-
remember his name.
I didn't even know I had a communications at anything, and these guys are sending messages, wondering how come I'm not answering them.
Yeah. It's just Tim.
Yeah, so anyway, yes, I have the software and I can put it
Yeah.
on my Windows 7 machine.
Try
and I
try running it on this.
Okay, what is it? 70?
74D.
Okay, let's see what happens.
Yeah. And I don't remember. I think it was I couldn't write. I don't remember.
Man, I haven't had any problem at all with any 4-digit radios.
Are you running Windows 7 or
Windows 10?
Even the 3-digit,
Yeah.
the old DPS ones, the
Yeah,
big,
my-
big brick ones.
Yeah,
those
380s.
ones worked fine on Windows 10 for me.
Yeah, 380s. I had a 370G,
Yeah.
and that's really far back.
Well, these 3140s, we bought 80 of them
The handheld?
for our public works department. And when they got them, they put some oddball DPL codes in them that weren't in our CDM radios. That weren't available in our CDMs. So we had to change the tones on the repeaters. And then I had to go and reprogram 80 of these radios. And it took us almost 2 hours to reprogram 80 radios. On a Motorola thing, I'd have been still doing it 18 years later, you know.
Oh, Randy just spent about 4 days and about 5 or 6 calls to Motorola just to get some CP200s, CP200Ds programmed from a XPR radio. He had to, put the stuff in. He could make them talk on simplex on analog, but couldn't to save his life. He couldn't. And the guys at Motorola took 4 phone calls.
Yeah.
And
CP200.
You just had the.
Why does anybody want to use a CP200?
CP200D.
You just program.
There's thousands of
the
them out
radio,
there.
and then
They're
unplug
like
the cable, put the
16
new
channel
cable
radios,
radio in,
aren't
and hit the button and go. And as fast as you can unplug it.
CP200Ds. Well, yeah, you can call them between CP200Ds,
Yeah.
but you can't call them between XPR and a CP200D.
Yeah, radio. Motorola doesn't make it easy to go from radio to radio.
They make it very difficult.
Spider-Man, black, white, woman, man, what are they these days?
They don't make it easy to get their software at all.
Now, there is one software now that he has that works any Motorola digital radio. One software.
Really?
Yep. But it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, but then you still have to buy 17 different cables.
Yes,
Yeah.
so
And they'll have 4 radios that use this
Sorry.
cable and 4 radios that use that cable, but none of the 4 use the same software.
Spike is cool.
2 of the radios on that
Time
cable
says
will
time.
use the same software, and 1 of the radios on that cable will use the same software. But you can't get 2 radios on the same software on one cable.
Time to get going.
Time to get going. Okay, I've been told that it's time to get going again here. So let's call it to order again. And now it is time for the raffle drawing, and let's get that raffle done. So
Alright,
someone who's not an officer needs to
Kaylee.
do
Shake
the
and shake
drawing.
and shake and draw.
I love you, Kaylee.
No pressure.
Really nice hair there, Caleb. Just want to let you know.
Just reach in there, deep into the bowels of the jar. Well, no, I don't like that one. You don't like that one? I had a bad feeling about that.
That one didn't feel right.
I felt like that one was gonna burn a few bridges.
You're supposed to get the one that's stuck to the bottom with gum.
Oh god, okay, here we go. Okay, 2, 3, 6, 8, 8, 9, 7.
8, 9, 7?
8897.
8, 8, 9, 7, yeah.
I got 2.
Where is it?
8 and 9.
2, 3, 6, 8, 8, 9, 7.
Yeah.
I demand a recount.
Yeah, I got it.
I was gonna say.
You have it?
You sound disappointed.
Winner!
Give me my card.
All right.
What's your call sign, sir?
Randy McFarland.
WRKT 709.
Rocket.
We need to see
That's how I remember your call sign.
Yes, here is the
that work
ticket
for
that
you?
was
Yeah,
drawn.
Rocket. WRKT.
That's how I remember Cupid doll.
I will verify it.
So how much did
Here it is,
you
right here,
win?
if anybody wants to see.
$90.
Yep, yes.
Yeah, $90.
Yeah.
All right.
Is
All
it?
right.
Yes.
Chris got
Yes.
to meet.
Oh.
Cool. Do you want to see too?
And the club take goes to uniforms.
Did you want to see too? Here's the ticket.
Swing.
You can't pass.
Okay, can I have my, I have the AGRC logo here and the Radios Across America logo?
No.
There.
No.
Thank you.
Oh.
And what he got,
Well done,
90,
well done.
right?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, not bad for, just showing up at a meeting, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next we've got the board meeting, old business, and the first thing on the list, which has been going on and on forever, it seems like now, the saga of trying to get some liability insurance. And once we get the liability insurance, we can then have a meeting place for our training and that type of thing. So we got some additional quotes. Let me see, where's my notes on this? Okay, so we got some new quotes. One is from the Arizona group, which I don't know what you call it, the carrier is.
Arizona Group is the agency, I believe, and Philadelphia Insurance is the carrier.
Right, so Philadelphia Insurance Company is the carrier. Their annual amount is $653 for the premium. It provides $1 million in general liability, $5,000 per person, medical and commercial auto. I advised them we did not need commercial audio, and they included it anyway. Then we have Integra Insurance Group, which the carrier is the Hartford, and theirs is $457 for the annual premium. It provides $1 million in general liability and $10,000 in medical expenses. And I love these insurance companies because it says, you know, you have to try to compare. And the first one says, well, it's $5,000 per person medical. And then the other one just says $10,000 medical, but it doesn't say per person.
Yeah, so is that total? Is
So
it
I don't know.
comparable?
Probably per incident.
Probably total.
Possibly,
Maybe.
yeah. I mean, I don't know
I don't know.
either, based on the details and stuff, but I can weigh in on the fact that, personally speaking, from the claims that I've had to handle before, and one fiasco that literally went on for months, Philadelphia is the worst. So
Yeah.
I have had a couple of interactions with the Hartford, nothing that gave me heartburn or anything. So between the fact that it's the cheapest and less drama, I would vote for that one. So.
I've had a policy with Hartford before. I had no
Yeah.
issues with.
Well, I wrote down here, I was gonna recommend Integra, which is the one with the Hartford anyway, so.
Yep.
So just wanted to weigh in
So
on that.
good.
'Cause
Any other
literally
discussion on that?
I had a claim experience where I had the contents portion of moving this guy's stuff out of his condo because the entire condo got destroyed by a roof leak because the condo was falling apart. The condo was insured by Philadelphia. We're talking about 15 units of people that were displaced. They sat on that for months and wouldn't pull the permits. They only gave the condo association, I think, $50,000 of the $300 and something thousand worth of damage. And it just drug on and on and on for months. And so I was just like, okay, I'm so sick of these people. They're the worst. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Well, I make a motion that we take the Hartford and get this thing done.
I agree.
Good. Motion second. We have a second, which is Chris. Discussion. All in favor? Aye. All opposed?
There's comments.
Oh,
in
we
the
have a
Google Meet.
comment. Did it include D&O insurance?
Death and dismemberment.
D&O?
D&O?
No.
Maybe E&O?
Directors and officers.
Errors and omissions, yeah.
No, not arrows and omissions. Directors and officers.
Oh.
Oh, directors and officers.
What that does, I'm actually the secretary of our flying club. It protects those that are in director positions from liability because of decisions you make for the club.
Right, yeah, I'm aware of what it is, but I'm just, I'll have to go through that and see if it's in there. I think it is, but just to confirm it, I'll have to go through that again in the quote.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if it specifically breaks it out either, but I know whenever you have a large amount of general liability, unless it's excluded in the policy somewhere, it pretty much covers like any possible situation that could come up, kind of like the umbrella does.
Right,
So,
yeah. Okay.
Well, then I'll amend it, providing it's there. I would move forward.
Well, providing it's there, and we can get them to, or we can get them to put it in there.
Yes, yes.
Okay, all right, so that's the motion from Mike, second.
Second.
Chris, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. So we're gonna get that done.
who asked the question about that?
That was Mike Ricker.
And if anybody doesn't know, the only way that we can have meetings in some locations or even do functions, for community related stuff, they always require liability insurance, so that's why we're getting it.
Did I hear something said about ADOT or something?
Well, that was earlier on, when we were thinking about having the safety brakes at rest stops, which is on ADOT property. ADOT requires liability insurance, but what they require is way beyond what we want to pay for. Basically, they require $5 million general liability and a bunch of other stuff, and we got a quote on that, and the quote came back with over $2,400 premium per year. And it's not something that we want to pay, basically. It's what we determined. So we went back to what we're at now, which is just the $1 million general liability for, training locations or meeting locations or something.
The funny
like that.
thing is, they don't require that for the cleanup on the highway, Adopt a Highway program, where you're actually alongside moving traffic.
I don't understand that either. But
Exactly.
Instead of an annual premium on that, is there like a one-shot deal? How much would that cost? I mean, like for covering 24 hours or something.
Yeah, we might look into that too. But at least we've got this now. We're going to get this for our meeting and training locations and get that covered. So that's good. Okay. Next on old business is going to be, and this is also something that's been on there, the club taking ownership and payment. And what has been happening previously is Chris has been basically paying for the main website, the AZGMRS website. I've been paying for the ASG website, and we're just going to have the club go ahead and start taking care of its own websites and make payments for those. And in the last meeting, where's my notes? In the last meeting, the board approved the club taking over the ownership, so that's already been approved by the board, and payment. The AZGRC site cost, we figured out, was about $159.98 a year. The AESG site was about $126.96, or about that, annually. And that includes the costs, including the hosting, domains, editing, software, and that type of thing. And then we attempted to arrange for payment with the club card, the club bank card, and it didn't work. Did you have the details on that? What happened?
Yeah, basically they turned off the card on us.
Yeah.
So for no
because it wasn't used for a long time?
Yeah, for non-usage. So we got the new card finally. You just handed that to me, so I'll get it activated, and we'll be good to go
and
again.
We can get that done. Right. Okay, so we don't need to vote on that because it basically was already been approved at a previous meeting.
Okay.
So we'll get that done. And then we've got the next item on old business, which is the annual member day for 2022. Last meeting, we approved it as an annual event. We want to go forward with that. but there was some discussion about possibly changing the name, making it like a radio day or a radio fest or a GMRS day, and making it open not just to members but to all interested parties in two-way radio. So I asked for input, but I didn't really receive any input back. So we do have a tentative date for the next one, which is June 4th of 2022 on a Saturday. What does everybody think about, you know, having a different name for it?
I mean, you know, I didn't want to like just piggyback off Hamfest and say like GMRS Fest, but like, what about like GMRS Celebration Day or something like that? Make it sound kind of festive.
Okay. Anybody else? Any ideas?
Whatever name you choose, you can always put sponsored by the Arizona GMRS Club.
Yeah.
Well, that's true. Yeah.
Totally.
I'm all for opening it up to everybody.
Yeah.
I think the last one went well. Wasn't attended as much as I thought it would be, but it did go well.
Well, it generated more members too, so by the time that it comes around
But
again,
I
next
would
time,
just ask that I'm not doing it all by myself this time.
What was
So-
it like? What
I
was
hung
the
a banner.
format? What was it like? I didn't.
Oh, dude, you know what? You don't even have to say anything because you're high on my list of volunteers.
Oh, no. I had my back injection a couple days ago.
Yeah, you'll be okay. You'll be all right. 'Cause I know where you live. You'll be. Yeah. But yeah, I'm all for opening it up. I think it would. I think it'd be well. Then we just have to figure out how to get the information out there.
Yeah, and I definitely think if we're gonna do it in June, we need another indoor venue like we had, because nobody's gonna want to
Oh, absolutely.
stand outside
Oh,
and
yeah.
die and sweat and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
So.
Definitely.
I'll start looking for venues.
Okay.
But yes, I would go for opening it up, and then we'll just have to figure out how to get the information out to the people that would come over. So.
Yeah.
I mean, we could call it like GMRS Celebration Day or GMRS Appreciation Day or something like that, and that
Do
way,
that with
you know,
the
maybe
antenna
it just
analyzer
sounds a
was
little
there,
bit more
and also
interesting and
vendors and
festive
stuff.
and stuff.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, we could do something.
We'll
I mean,
figure
they went
something
with Camp Kerchunk, so I think we could come up with something better than
Who
that.
went with Kerchunk Fest?
The Tucson group, Southwest
Oh,
region.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, did they?
They just had, that was basically all GMRS stuff. Camp Kerchunk. It was up in Alpine.
Yeah.
That was their first one.
Nice.
So, but that was all GMRS. So,
So the ham guys have radios in the park and radios under sunshade and radios at home more recently now. What about radios in person?
R.I.P.
way to go, Adam.
Brilliant.
Or we could simplify it, go RE radios everywhere.
So we've already voted on to have it, or have we?
No, we voted on it. We're gonna have it. We're gonna have. We can confirm
Just
the date,
discussing like
but
what to call it and the tentative date, basically.
yeah, we can make the tentative date permanent if you want to do that, and if you want to come up with a name
Well,
now or later.
Later. But
Okay.
let's just say we'll do it, and I don't know the date.
And you want to
Maybe we'll change the date.
and open
But
it
we
up.
need to be a little flexible on the date, but we'll get it firmed up before that time.
Okay.
Radios across Arizona.
There you go.
I may have to take you to court about that.
But I will be calling on. I'll take it on.
Okay.
I'll spearhead some of the stuff, but
right.
I will be calling on some people to help out.
Okay. Do we have a motion?
I will.
Okay. Second.
What are you laughing at? 'Cause you're
Second.
one of them too.
Discussion. And the motion is to confirm the date is Saturday, June 4th, 2022, and it will be open to anybody interested in two-way radio, ham operators, GMRS operators.
No.
General public.
No.
CB operators?
No.
No? Okay.
It's open to all GMRS. That,
Well,
I think that's the target audience.
But what about people like me who are hams too?
That's
what are
okay.
you gonna do? You're gonna keep me out?
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I don't think we should be advertising it to be something ham related. I think it's open to GMRS users. That would include
Okay.
you.
Well, that's
Okay.
And potential GMRS.
Yeah.
Or yeah, anybody
Make it like
who's
GMRS Day, sponsored by AZGMRS. all about GMRS for anybody who may already be a radio
Yes.
person or maybe.
Maybe they're
I
just
like
interested.
GMRS
You
Day.
keep it
Yeah.
open to the general public.
I like
Open
GMRS
To
Day.
any interested
Specifically
party.
aim it
Um,
All right.
We can advertise on Desert Airwaves newsletter that goes out to all the ham radio clubs.
Right.
And since a lot of our members are hams, they're already getting the Arizona Desert Airwaves, and all the ham clubs have a section in the Arizona Desert Airwaves newsletter, and they sell advertisements cheap. I think a business card size or quarter. It's something like $10, and it's a decent size ad.
Okay.
And I think you can get full page if you want.
Okay.
Okay,
And it's,
I'll
it's,
put that
it's
down.
very
Very good.
inexpensive. Arizona Desert Airwaves, and air they spell A-I-R-E.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor still. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Okay. Motion carried.
I will take charge of getting the rates for advertising,
Okay. Good.
unless I'm stepping on somebody's toes.
You do that.
Oh,
Get back to me on that.
Is
You go right
anybody
ahead.
else charged to
Get
do
back
that
to me
kind of
on
thing?
that. You are.
You go right ahead.
You got it.
Okay.
Have your people.
He was
on
just
this one.
confirming
Okay,
you got it.
yeah.
I'm right.
Get that all together.
Just put down that I'll get the rates
Tim-
for advertising on ADA.
Tim Merva, appointed.
Yeah, he's appointed to.
Not gonna organize the thing, but I'll.
No,
You're spearheading it. Didn't you say
I
spearheading?
got-
No, I didn't. I
I
said
thought you said that.
advertising.
I got that.
Advertising.
Oh, okay.
Spearheading, funding it, everything.
Very good. So now we have the new business, and we have a lot of items in new business here. So let's go to number one, which is the confirmation of Mike Manning as membership officer and Tim Merver as assistant membership officer. And they've already been appointed, but we want to confirm these guys and make them official. So, motion.
Me.
Aye. I'll second.
Okay.
Well, that was
Motion.
quick.
What, was that a second or a motion?
She motioned, I seconded.
Oh, she motioned.
Oh, yeah, she's
Second.
quick.
Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. Okay. And then we have the proposed amendments to the bylaws. So basically, when we have an amendment to the bylaws, the board has to approve it first, then it goes to the membership. So this is where the board approves it. And are there any, now I sent an email out to everybody on the board about each one of the 4 amendments, what the reason was for them. So any questions on that or anything? No? Okay. So basically the First Amendment is, let me go through these. And then those will be voting on it later, and the membership can also be aware of this. So the first one, which is 2021-1, this changes the bylaws to allow the membership officer, the assistant membership officer, or any officer designated by the president to review and qualify all prospective members. And before it was just the secretary only could do that. So that changes that. That's what that one is. Then 2021-2 is changing, allows me or anyone who is the president later to vote at a regular general meeting without any restrictions. Because we used to have restrictions, because we used to have a situation where we had 9 people. So we had 5 people on a board, and we had 4 people who were executive officers, and they were separate. They were all different people. The board and the executive officers were separate, and that has been changed, and now we're all the same group. So.
Okay, but does not say that you do not vote? That's what this says, right?
No.
That you do not vote.
Deleted.
Oh,
wording.
deleted, okay.
Deleted
Okay,
wording
okay.
is in red.
Okay,
So,
I got it. Okay, gotcha.
so that's what's deleted.
Okay.
So that's what that one is. Then 2021-3 is about changing the requirements for notification of the regular general meetings and the agenda. And the amount of time that's required for notification, that doesn't change at all. What changes is whether we have to publish it on the website or not, rather than emailing it. So it's just changed. Basically, we can email it about notification of a general meeting with links to the agenda and that type of thing. And that's all that requires. And then 2021-4 is the same. That's for a general meeting, and that's 2021-4 is a change for special elections, and it required notification on those. And what it does is it changes the wording from all from voting and non-voting members to all voting members, because before, the way it was written, it would have required we notify not just every member, but every family member individually, the way it was written. So this way, it just fixes that error. That's all. So that's what they are. I move that we go ahead and approve those and turn them over to the membership for ratification.
Is that what these are for?
Yeah.
Vote.
Nice second.
Yes. Second?
Why would we do a second?
Motion and a second.
Actually send that out to.
Yeah, the board has to approve it, has to approve it first, and then it goes to the membership later on, when we have the actual vote.
Oh, okay.
And
we having the vote right now though, right?
for the board.
What?
The board vote. First there's a board vote, then there's a membership vote that actually ratifies the amendment.
Right, but I mean, that's today, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So, where are we at now? Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so that's done. Let's see here.
Okay, so when are we gonna do this? Because it's not
That-
on here anywhere.
No, it's on the agenda right here.
Yeah.
Special election.
Oh.
Okay, so, just trying to confuse you, that's all. I put it way down at the bottom.
Okay.
We gotta wait for Dominion and Smartmatic to get here.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, the board has approved it now, but now it will, later on, will be voted on by the membership. And then, next item of new business is a recommendation for mandatory field in the membership application about a second applicant relationship.
Yeah, I just think
And
that
that is
that's
that is
way-
for Desiree.
Yeah, I think that's way overdue because those situations has created a lot of delays in people getting approved and extra work on the part of other people to track down when somebody puts somebody on their application and the last names don't match. We have no idea, like, is this a family member? Are you trying to pass off a girlfriend? Like, is this the neighbor? Like, who is this person? So I think just putting that in as a required field that you have to specify who that is would eliminate that so that we're not having to chase down that information later just to speed the process up, so.
Right, and that goes along with the FCC regulations for GMRS that require that a person under an individual's license has to be a family member. So that's all that is. We're just going along with that. So, motion?
Yep.
Second.
Okay, Mike motion, Chris second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay.
Do we have a target for when that can get added by whoever can
Today?
add it?
Yeah.
Later on today.
Oh, that's
Excellent.
way too long. That's,
Thank
what's
you.
the delay? Okay, the next item on new business is the changes to the policy and procedure manual. And these also have to do primarily with the new officer positions that we have. Mike and Tim, the membership officer and the assistant membership officer. decides what their duties are and what they have to do and that kind of stuff, and also relates to adding more information about the processing of membership applications and the ability for members to pay for more than 1 year at a time if they want to do so. When they renew or when they're a new member, they don't have to just pay for 1 year. If they want to pay for 2 years, that's okay. So that's basically what that does. Any discussion?
Does that include the one that he suggested earlier with the $70 instead of it being?
Yeah, that'll be on both renewals and regulars.
Cool.
Yep. Okay. Motion?
I do.
Second.
Okay. Discussion?
And it'll be up tonight.
All right. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? And motion carried on that one. And then we have number
our favorite.
5. Our favorite. Yeah, takes a lot of discussion on this one. A lot of moving parts. So this is a recommended business band license for the club. And
You want to explain it, or you want me to explain it?
Well, yeah, you can start.
Okay. So, Chris and I've been talking about this. If you've worked any of the events, like the Buckeye Marathon or something, GMRS radios work great, but it can be confusing when you've got a tactical call sign to give out as well as your normal call sign to give out. So our thought is since Chris just recently acquired a repeater trailer, we've been talking about getting a commercial license. Now it doesn't have to be itinerant. There may be somebody's going to help us out on that. But the idea was to get a commercial license that we could use for those events like that. Not only is it easier for us, but if we have other people assisting us that are non-GMRS or they don't have any radio licenses at all, we can pass out a radio to them and say, here's your radio, let us know. So that's the idea behind getting a commercial radio license for the group.
Yeah.
Did you have anything?
No, it covered.
Do you have any comments on
That
that?
would be per event, you would dole out assistant radios.
You know, it kind of depends on the event. If GMRS is something that's going to work, but like the Buckeye Marathon, if we could have gotten some radios to some other people, it would have been a whole lot easier to check with some of the stations.
And it would work with our existing radios as well. We'd get it in the force.
As long as if we stay in the analog band for right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there is anybody that could, if we did decide to do that and we wanted to go digital, we could go DMR or NXDN. If we go NXDN, there are empty channels that nobody is on. You go DMR, gazillion people everywhere on DMR, on all repeater pairs and all simplex.
And I think what we would do is just cover all that in our license with all those emission designators. That way we can do whatever we want at any time.
Now, on NXDN,
But remember, if you're doing coordination for specific frequencies, you may have to pay more for emission modes.
Well,
no, emission modes, you can get all emission modes at the same price.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
All of it, you can have every single emission mode possible, doesn't increase the cost. What increases the cost is how many locations you have if you have a permanent license.
Right.
For instance, you can only do 32 kilometers around a central point. That's what your license is good for. So 20 miles around a central point. Yet you can pick the central point any way you want, but your license is no good outside that.
But that's for
circle.
Permanent location.
That's for permanent
Now,
location.
what if you have a temporary base, a temporary repeater?
Itinerant, that opens it up a whole lot. The cost comes down quite a bit. And because we're a 501c3, there may be additional
Yeah, it's half
discounts in getting that.
You only got one thing.
And so,
And mobile units, you can. I've seen licenses where they just say the whole state of Arizona.
Yeah.
yes, you can get an itinerant license for the whole state of Arizona. You can get an itinerant
Well, I've
license for the
seen
whole
that on
country.
regular
There is-
permanent licenses too.
There's at least one repeater pair on itinerant. There's a second pair, but it had some restrictions. I'm not sure if it would apply to us or not.
464, 5, and 550.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the problem that I have is with 464, 5, and 550 is they have, if you look at the FCC stats and licenses, there's an awful lot of licensees on those two frequencies in Arizona, just in Arizona. So I don't know if I like that idea. Now, I think it would be better to get a regular frequency, coordinated frequency, or maybe a couple. You know what I mean? And do it that way.
My suggestion would be that and itinerants, because the itinerants are just dirt cheap.
Now, well, let me ask you a question, Tim, because you probably know this. So if we want to get, do you have to pay more for each frequency and coordination?
If it's coordinated, the number of frequencies determines the fee. There's a fee that goes up to a certain number of pairs or frequencies. Repeater pairs are always more expensive than simplex frequencies. And then multiple locations, you know. And I do not know of any license that covers the entire state of Arizona on fixed location.
Oh, I've
seen
them. I've seen them.
Yeah. Well, whatever
like
that
mobile,
is.
For mobile. For mobile.
Oh, for mobile, yeah. But we're talking about, if we're talking about a repeater, you have a different.
Or
temporary
a temporary repeater or a temporary base.
Yeah, you'd have to show me what part of the FCC code that frequency is governed by.
Oh, I just look at the licenses that have been approved, and they're.
Oh, you're talking businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're gonna have to talk to Randy about that.
Yeah. Now, did Randy happen to mention what the amounts are for some of these?
Well, he's been trying for 2 days to get a hold of our frequency coordinator, and the closest he could get was $830 plus or minus $100.
Wow. And that's for when you have
10
to have coordination. For a 10-year license.
That would be with coordination for 10 years.
Yeah, but then once you get the, that's most of that's coordination. Once you get the coordination, then it's just going to be
your license fee is just
$35
your
over
license.
10 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but to back it up a little bit, I'm not sure that's where we need to be right now. I think we're just looking, can we get a vote to explore the issue? And then bring the numbers back at the next meeting.
Yeah, I'll vote for that.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just
why don't you make that motion then?
It's another tool, yes, exactly.
And meanwhile, you can use FRS frequencies for people that are not licensed.
Could, but then you could, but
if
then
the range is close.
Yeah, the problem would be at Buccaneers Run and things like that.
Yeah.
Fairgrounds or parking lot or something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I will make the motion to explore that further and get more data.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. Okay, so that's good. We'll explore that some more, get more information. $830. Man, I'm in the wrong business.
But for 10 years.
No, but I mean, I should be a frequency coordinator. Look at the money.
No, there's a lot that goes into that.
A lot that goes into it.
They got to know a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of research.
Yeah, it was probably all done by software.
A lot of it is done by software. But then,
there's a lot of background knowledge required. You need to know, the loading for the specific types of systems, the safe zones, and
doesn't it take a special license too for the?
Well,
or is it only certain types of
coordinators?
coordinators?
Either like Neighbor or APCO or IMSA.
You have to be approved, specifically approved by the FCC
for that particular radio service.
Yeah,
and they hold that very strictly to them.
Yeah,
and it's a racket, but it's the way
yes, it is. Okay, and then what do we have next here? We've got
That's mine.
Number 6. That is Michael's suggestion: elimination of 550 Bravo tone on the white tank repeater.
So the reason it's in here is, and this has been going on basically for a good year or so. So when I get a membership application in, I always send somebody, the first thing I do is send them a welcome letter. And I'll be honest with you, I get probably anywhere from 98 to 90 to 100% return rate. Somebody answers back about something. Now as things go on, I get a lot of questions about 550 Alpha and 550 Bravo. And I get where, I know what Gary says, well, you just need more training, but it's that whole scenario. So 550 Bravo was essentially designed to go for longer conversations. I don't know how many people use 550 Alpha, but how many long conversations do you hear?
Oh my God. I drive so many times and I'll just hear somebody for 10 minutes just blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, oh my God.
What are you looking at me for?
What frequency is she on?
Well, I was gonna say me in the mornings. Me and Gary.
Oh Lord.
I just don't. The reason I put it out there is very confusing to people because they ask, and honestly, I never use it. If I'm going to talk on, I'm going to talk on 550 Alpha. I'm not going to go to another frequency. But they get really confused, and their question is always the same. Well, if I'm talking on 550 Bravo with my longer conversation, are you telling me that somebody else can talk on Alpha? I'm going,
No.
no. Well, I don't understand then. Why would I just not stay on 550 Alpha? So, for simplicity, so that's what I get the emergency channel because that's where the tones go out on. It makes it easy to monitor. There's not any traffic on there other than emergency tones. I get that one, and I get the Tango. It's just I don't feel the need for the Bravo channel. So.
Okay, so the initial idea was it's just for convenience. So if somebody doesn't want to listen to long conversations, then they wouldn't have to listen to it if they're on 550 Alpha because they would change over to 550 Bravo. That's really the only reason for it.
But nobody ever does.
So, but I have heard a couple of people on there, but not very many. So what's your comments on this, Tim?
This ties into what we said earlier. If we want the spouses to get involved and the families to get involved, we have to have a way where where we can turn the radio on in the morning and say, look, if this comes alive, it's usually because I'm calling you or someone else is calling their spouse. So they don't have to listen to chatter all day long. Radio check, radio check, radio check, which is basically the main conversation that goes out over the repeater all day long. And they don't have to listen to the traffic if they don't want to.
Right.
And they can put it on, we can leave it on 550 Bravo. And if you want it, if our goal is to make it a family thing, and we want to get our spouses involved, we're going to have a way to avoid the annoyance factor. Like, so that you can actually have your wife listening, girlfriend, or whatever you call them, whatever they are, family member, son, daughter, whatever, listen all day long. And if the radio comes alive, it's probably going to be either intended for them or intended for somebody else's spouse, in which case,
Okay.
or for long conversations.
Okay. I can go with that same theory, but if you've got two people on 550 Bravo using tones, what do you do with, we promote using monitor mode, what do you do about somebody that's on 550 Alpha talking, and now all of a sudden somebody jumps in on 550 Bravo?
Before the person jumps in on Bravo, they put their radio in
monitor mode.
It's a thing of training and discipline. Just training and discipline.
With the training and discipline, can I offer, we use Bravo for a calling only channel. No discussion, just call, make your contact, and move back to Alpha. So that way that person doesn't have to listen to Alpha and all the, chatter.
That's not a bad idea. That way, that ties into the family bit really good, and then. I think that's a great idea.
We have an opinion coming.
That's good, but if you're in monitor mode, you're going to hear anyway.
What about on Tuesdays, travel tone? What do we expect people to do then?
Camp out on the travel tone all day Tuesday.
Well, the Bravo channels, the Bravo still works on Tuesdays.
Bravo still works.
But do we really want to be using the club tones on Tuesdays, or do we want to be using travel tones to give people that aren't in the club more of an opportunity to get on the repeater and talk to us?
I would say the visitors would just use Tango on Tuesdays. But for the family thing, it still works for members to use Bravo as a calling only. And then switch to Alpha or Tango.
Yeah, you could still use Bravo on Tuesdays as a calling channel, but instead of switching to Alpha, they would switch to Tango.
Yeah. Right. Still a lot of tones to juggle.
Yeah. And so what if you use Alpha, for your conversation between the guy you want to talk to. As long as the two guys are on the same channel, they're going to be able to communicate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that would be great for, like what you're saying. You got a radio at your, dad's house or whatever, and he doesn't want to hear everything, but he'll just hear some call signs every now and then until he hears his, and then move over to the other
It'd be the
channel.
exact opposite of what its intended purpose is now.
Yeah.
It would be just flipping the reason.
Okay.
Now, the only really rough thing is those of us that tend to run in monitor mode permanently might not know what tone to call back on sometimes.
And that's where we need to get back on the training of when you call out, you got to call out 550 Alpha, 550 Bravo.
550 Tango.
Yeah, they need to do that anyway, right?
550, 550 Zello.
Yeah.
Mike's idea.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this right now. I get monitor mode, but I can tell you from a conversation that I just recently have, people don't use monitor mode.
I can't.
And,
it's just insane on the traffic, even in Whitman.
So
FRS just.
Well, but that's the thing.
My neighborhood, it's busy all the time with those Lister Peck radios.
The thing about monitor mode is you don't have to have it on all the time. You just have to have it on when you are going to be talking to somebody.
Yeah, make sure you
basically, and to check the frequency. So that's all you have to do. But
okay.
We've got a different idea.
Yeah.
Now that our esteemed past president over there, Rich, came up with a different idea, which is to change Bravo tone, rather than eliminating it, but change it to a different purpose, which is calling only. So is this something that anybody wants to throw out a motion for?
Are you telling me that I'm going to go and if I make a call on 550, I'm going to go to Bravo first?
Oh no, you don't have to.
You don't have to.
It's for those people who don't want to monitor.
If your wife
Alpha.
is listening to the radio at home, she doesn't have to listen to Alpha and everything going on. She can turn it to Bravo, and then you can use that to call her on Bravo.
Or maybe somebody doesn't want to listen to the traffic and weather report, which I can hardly believe, but if they don't, then they wouldn't have to.
See, I think you're still doing the same thing, you're just reversing which channel you use for what.
I get it, right. All right.
Just making it be a channel that somebody can call on.
Bravo's a quieter channel.
There are other clubs that assign an input tone, a different input tone to each family.
Yeah, I think basically
But then
when
you
we
run out of
first
tones.
designated it this way, the intent was to move the longer conversations over there, but since that's not happening in Alpha, it's just kind of more of a primary catch-all for stuff, it kind of makes more sense to make Bravo, since it's
It'd be more like the ESG channel.
Anyway, make it
Basically.
And everybody on
actually,
that
yeah.
uses Alpha now can keep using Alpha the way they use it. It's just going to be for
I
those
think it just makes better sense.
people who want more quiet.
Okay.
But
it's
still
just like
do it.
the
I
ESG
think it's still
tone.
going to be a discipline problem, and it's going to be a
The
re-education
ESG tone
issue
is
for everybody
basically for
using it.
convenience as well. So if somebody wants to leave their radio on all night, but they don't want to hear just the normal radio checks and the standard traffic on there, they just only want to hear
If
a
their brother or sister or
ESG
something's calling
activation
them.
or an emergency
change the name
call,
of it to the front
then you
channel
would
for
listen
family.
to 550 Echo. You wouldn't have
No,
to
let's
listen to
don't.
anything else.
Let's don't do that.
So,
So let's just forget about this one.
So he made a motion to switch it. Did anybody want a second? to
Second.
switch it? Okay.
Or do we want to hold? What?
and the motion is to do what now?
Not do it.
Well,
It's about elimination, and the motion was don't do it.
well, but Rich suggested to switch him. He made a motion and then he just seconded it for switching.
Make a motion to switch the primary use of the Bravo channel to family calling.
Right.
Well, that's not changing anything. That's just
It's
teaching.
not changing the rule. It's
Right,
just
not changing the channel scheme
The
or anything.
function of that
Changing
channel.
a description of the channel.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we're dealing with elimination, and
So I vote no to eliminate.
There we go. That's it.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay, so we have a
Who's going to be on Bravo? Because I'm going to be calling you.
we have a motion and a second to not to eliminate 550 Bravo,
Okay.
but possibly to change it to a different use, and the communications officer can make that happen, right?
Yep.
Okay, so
I can't change the website, but I can.
well,
There's no need to change the website.
Yeah.
We're not talking about changing the website. We're just talking about the way training people how to use
Intended
it.
purpose.
Yes, but we should change the website.
Well,
Yeah.
Calling-
Channel
make-
plan description.
Channel plan description
plan
should be
description.
Calling only.
But you have to
But you can do
initiate
that.
that, and then we'll make it
so
happen.
Yes.
vote
I will do
on
that.
So, discussion, further discussion?
Oh, you're making my head is pounding.
Okay.
Make mine
So
too.
the motion and the second is to not eliminate
Correct.
550 Bravo, but to allow the communications officer to make changes to the designation of 550 Bravo. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried. So the motion carried, the motion was thrown out basically. Okay. All right, so that is not approved. Let me put it that way. Okay.
Also, before you get down to here, this was, he was not gonna be an associate, he was gonna be a permanent. He wasn't gonna be an associate. We talked about this, he was gonna be a permanent member. A lifetime member,
Lifetime member.
not an associate.
Well,
Not Michael.
Oh, because of his donation
Donation.
Right.
and everything? I got you, okay, well, that's.
The other,
Changed
the other ones
All
were.
right, all right, I got you.
I just noticed that this morning.
Somewhere within walking distance of my house, so.
I'll call you on Bravo too. You and you and you and you. You guys are on Bravo, I'll call
I'm
you.
not sure we're gonna be on the same time.
There we go.
Okay, and the next thing we have in new business is the treasure report, including raffle reports and how much the club made on the recent raffle, and anything else you would like to talk about?
Well, this one time,
Focus.
I don't know, he said
Bravo
anything
channel?
else.
Okay, not anything. Just kind of related to the treasurer.
So, a raffle. Amount received from the tickets, $180. Amount of the prize was half at $90. Proceeds, $90. So, yep. And that's all I have. Since
Okay.
nobody wants to hear me
Well, and,
ramble.
oh, you already gave your treasurer
Yeah.
report earlier, so, okay.
Yeah.
Don't have any review or payment of bills, apparently.
Not until Randy gets me that.
Okay, so proceeds $90. Excellent. Okay, and then next we have review and approval of member applications and the discussion approval of associate member status for Paul Bott, WRKX 367, Marty McCoy, WRNB 955, and a lifetime membership for Michael Miosi, WRDS 955, because he has contributed and gifted the club with radios and equipment and funds and everything else.
Okay, wait, did you say one of them was a wife?
Yeah,
Michael
Michael
Mios.
Miosi's
Michael
wife.
Mios.
Okay, because it just says associate.
Yeah,
That was the discussion I just had. It was
Yeah,
mislabeled.
that's been
That was
changed.
like a typo.
Wasn't he the guy that had that
You keep
repeater that we got shut down a few years back?
I can't hear what people.
High Desert or something like that?
Not that.
No, no, that
No.
was somebody else.
No. Michael Miosi is with AZ2A Radio something company,
Which I think he's shutting down.
which he's shutting down, I think.
I could have sworn that was
No.
part of that.
It was Michael something, but it wasn't Michael Miosi.
Yeah.
I don't think he had anything to do with that. But
Okay.
if you can look back in your emails and confirm that, that would be great, because we had a lot of emails about that.
So, motion?
I would like to make motion.
Okay. And second?
I'll second. Or Michael can.
Oh, go.
I haven't seconded anything.
no, go
No,
ahead, Tim.
you had one earlier.
Go ahead, Tim.
For
You had
to not
one.
eliminate.
I had one.
To not eliminate, that was yours.
Are we,
Okay.
are we doing them all at one time?
Yeah,
Okay.
unless there's objection.
That was him.
Was it?
Yeah, here's the email. He had he was the owner of the High Desert
Oops.
repeater on 700 that was up on Yarnell that was being used by the,
Oh, that one we had to send a letter about?
yeah,
that
that
one
was sent the
time?
letter.
Oh, the
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no.
And that's what was.
Wow, you're right.
So he owned it?
Yeah, he owned,
He owned the High Desert.
Who did?
Michael Miosi owned the High Desert search and rescue repeater that was
That we
being
had to send
illegally
that
used
letter
for, yeah, business purposes.
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, he's kind of made up for that since then, right?
Yeah.
That was probably the repeater that he used.
Well, and he
He's like, yeah,
Thank
I
you,
don't wanna
Michael.
deal
He
with
handled
the
it
city
very
force,
well
I'll
back
send you
then.
two letters,
We
here
were
you go,
nice to him,
just
he was
have
nice
it.
to us. and
Yeah.
Worked
it
out.
Yeah.
came out happy.
Oh, but yeah,
He
but
did handle it very well, and he got him off onto a commercial
Yeah.
frequency.
It was, he handled it well anyway, so
Yeah.
he didn't give us a
Yeah.
problem.
Didn't
so.
give us any problems, so that was awesome.
Okay,
Could be
any
monitoring.
further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carried.
Do all the members know what the reasons are for associate members? Just in case anybody has any questions.
Super
Why
good
we're
guys.
Voting for people to be associate members.
Above and beyond.
Okay.
Above
If
and
anybody
beyond,
has any
yeah.
questions, ask them on the board.
If I remember.
Look on the website.
Yeah, if I remember, associate members, they're like members by association, but they don't vote.
They don't vote, but they have donated time, effort, energy into the club.
And of
Repeater
course,
sites,
Lifetime members,
testing,
you know, they have
equipment.
either
Life-
made donations to the club or paid dues in excess of $1,200, so.
Yeah.
you
Lifetime,
get
yeah.
the designation.
It's
And
for
so
lifetime.
that's the lifetime member.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So-
And Paul and Marty both are the ones that helped us in the recent member day.
The
Yeah.
member day, yeah.
Yeah, that went really great.
Okay, and then next we have on new business is the date set, already set for the annual meeting is Saturday, December 4th. And do we have a discussion for a location? Is it
Can we-
okay to
Can
stay
we
here?
get this
He's
one
checking.
again,
Adam?
Adam?
December 4th is going to be a little tricky. I've got events all day and the day before, so it's going to be hard for me to get prepped in the morning. It can be done. It would be really
If you had
cool
help.
if we could pick a different date, though.
Just push it out a
I
little.
mean, yeah, we could push it out a week if nobody objects to that, if that's not gonna interfere with anything, and just say the 11th, if everyone's okay with it.
Well, that's the same for we usually don't have stuff booked out this far in advance.
Well, do
I'm
we-
actually kind of excited that we do, but I'm
Can we
sorry
go
for
the
the problem.
Can we go the opposite direction?
Yeah,
Well,
I
then
think
you're
we
into
could-
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Yeah. and
Thanksgiving.
that's-
Yeah, we've got our
One more
Saturday is
week,
all
get you
booked up.
closer
What
It's not
about
available.
trying
11th would probably be the best, in just 1 week.
our old place?
11th would be the best if we can get another place.
Well, who has
Okay,
a
let's go with the
suggestion?
date and,
Yeah, let's confirm the date.
yeah. Go with the date and we'll do some checking on location.
All right.
I
so
can
we'll
check with
confirm
my
our
folks at
operation
CAP.
So what's our date gonna be?
What was that?
later. It is
December 4th will be the
Saturday,
date.
December 4th.
Somebody online commented.
Mike, was that you or who was it? Oh, Cap.
Yeah,
Building?
Mike Ricker. It's up to you guys. So we can do our the squadron building would probably be available at Deer Valley Airport.
Can you make that happen?
I can check with them, yeah. I've already chatted with I was the former squadron commander. We have a, what they call first Saturday thing. I don't know if they'll have anything going on, but most of the time if they do, it's pretty minor and we have plenty of room. It's, the hangar there, plus the main, if you would, training room. I mean, how many people are we talking about generally? Best guess.
Probably like 20.
Yeah, it'll easily accommodate that. Has audio visual stuff.
And what's
So,
the location there?
You just
Deer Valley Airport.
Deer Valley Airport,
Okay.
7th Avenue in Deer Valley.
That's
Mike Ricker.
Mike.
Okay, good,
Nice
Mike.
one.
Mike, could you check on
appreciate
that and then let me know
I will.
for December 4th?
I will.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll check into that.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because it's just down the street from you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be really cool for you.
Really cool for me.
I
We can go play with
I was out
guns.
at Deer Valley for 2 hours this morning.
Yeah.
We can play with guns over at the old Honeywell
All right.
hangar.
Do we need a motion?
When can we have a follow-up confirmation on that so we can nail down a location for sure, or,
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
I
Do
mean,
we,
like,
do we need that before the next meeting?
well, I mean, I just wanna kinda have a,
When is the next meeting?
That is the
Time.
next one.
That is the next meeting we're talking about.
I'm saying, you know, life gets in the way and stuff like that. So when people get busy, I mean, we need to have like a date set to follow up on this if somebody hasn't heard a yay or nay on this.
Hey, Mike, how much time do you think you need to confirm that?
48 hours.
Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay.
Should we give them the ability to pick the 11th if the 4th is busy?
I think that would be good because most of us should still be available then. I don't have any conflicts.
You got that, Mike?
We could do it. Yeah, I'll check for both the 4th and the 11th.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Okay, very good.
Happy?
Yes.
Okay.
And now,
Oh, the next meeting is the 4th or the 11th, right?
yeah, that's right, we're gonna take the whole week.
Okay.
Okay, so next we have the election, and go ahead and
All right.
Do you want these
Your
separately or together? Or?
ballots.
Give them to me together and I will sort them in because I have to calculate all this stuff anyways.
You got Thursday?
Do we have to put our name on them?
No.
No, these are secret ballots.
You got two or one?
Oh, there's 2 packs here.
We don't care who you are,
Eight
just
people.
send
There's
in
8
your
total.
ballots.
Tim has to be different.
Yeah, somebody else did that too. It's all good.
Okay, you're not the only one. Maximum effort.
Yeah. Here you go, man.
Yes.
Well, we're
I
getting
marked
close
mine in
to
pencil.
using up all of our time.
By what numbers?
Stand by until she's done.
We got 5 viewers on YouTube.
And I've got some all go together, but
Yeah.
I did,
yeah,
and I did
and I've got
mark
some
them,
down
but,
here. I gotta get
I
marked
turned
too,
it
so I'll just separate those for you.
If you see 4 in a row that didn't have any marks, just mark them with 3 or 3 or whatever.
Yeah, I've gotten several emails from him lately. And he's definitely on there.
Okay, hold that. That's one.
Kendall from Flagstaff.
He might be
Oh,
on
yeah.
might be on YouTube.
Is that a typo? But it has no E between the K and the N?
That's 2 for
No,
Where's tile
Kendall.
3 and 4?
On the website, it says KNDALL.
Okay, whatever.
Typo.
I'll look at it.
I think it's on like the forums, I think,
This is the start of 4.
or somewhere.
Do we have forums?
Yeah, we have forums.
I have 1 and 2 if you want to start.
Oh, boy.
No, give her 1 and 2.
Why do we need more than 3 rooms?
That has nothing to do with the forums.
1 and 2. 1,
Hey, real quick on the meeting, what time are we looking at?
Mr. 3, Michael. Same time.
1:30 start time?
Yeah, so it'd be 1 o'clock arrival.
Arrive at 1, start at 1:30?
So 1 to
Until about
4, 1 to 5.
Yeah.
Okay,
5,
we'll do.
Yeah.
We usually aim to get done by 3:30 most of the time, but like 4:30 is fine too if we need to extend it longer or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, so Honeywell sold their hangar over there at Deer Valley, and Dillon Aerospace purchased it, and they're putting big machine guns on helicopters and stuff like that.
Cool.
We're doing all the security for
So
them.
where'd they move their airplanes?
Oh.
Whatever they had is down at Engines or elsewhere now.
He said approve, right?
Yeah, no, Sky Harbor.
Okay.
Got to change that
3-4.
ringtone.
Those are for 3-4. Oh, that's 3.
Oh, I have that way on purpose.
Oh, I have that ringtone too, but that's for emergency.
So what we're talking about, so is that possible to change that tone on Flagstaff versus that link tone?
Yeah, oh
Is it
yeah.
possible to change that?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. That would become in handy.
There's a way to do it. I'll have to figure it out again, but there's a way to do it. The courtesy
link
tone.
Oh, the courtesy tone? Oh, yeah. Anything but a touch
Yeah,
tone.
I can make it sound like a bunch of different things.
Listen to
crazy.
the, like the,
Just so we
listen to,
can
like,
differentiate between which repeater.
No.
Butterflies
Yeah.
or lasers.
No.
No, no.
How about our man
I'm thinking
Flint?
something like the linked ham systems.
You know, maybe a couple of beeps instead of just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
High-low or low-high.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
E.T.
You should use the emergency tones.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Might just be super thick together.
Simple.
4.
They use it on Phoenix Fire. They use that as a noisemaker for stuff at the airport, I think it is.
Yeah. I've heard that a couple times.
3, 2,
Yeah.
1. Go. Gotcha.
Every once in a while, they got a
Okay.
couple of the
Go through all
dispatchers
of
who like to
these
turn
now.
off the computer voice and do their own.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think they do that for training.
Probably, yeah. But there's a couple of them, and they have funny names from firehouses and stuff, you know.
And you're gonna need to let me know how many you have.
Yeah, so I think St. Joe's Hospital do it.
So what's getting into that 700 receiver that's tripping the
Everything.
carrier-operated relay?
Anybody
Is it Intermod?
transmitting on
When we were
467
doing
700?
our tones for the
Intermod?
firehouse stuff.
No?
It's how we
I was gonna
connected
use
to the
those tones.
repeater
Yeah.
on the
There's a
link.
quick call one.
It was
So there's two.
basically
super-
going off carrier
two tones
12
superimposed
instead
on
of.
each other, and
Okay.
then two more tones
Yeah.
superimposed.
Yeah.
And
So
I
anybody
tried
on
to
the
get
input.
similar
Not
sounding
enough voltage
tones
coming to the,
for
to the
Well, but
pin.
who's
Couldn't
coming
get it
in
right
on the
with a
input
single
if they don't
set.
have the
I
pin?
programmed it in my phone.
Another
Anybody,
unknown.
anybody on 467 700.
Do they run a simplex on it?
No,
Well, it could be if they're doing it
you could
illegal.
be, but no.
Where's the next closest
As it comes
repeater that
in,
somebody be?
as the repeater hears it, it's supposed to be telling the link, oh, that's a good tone. Go out, send it out to the
There's a
internet.
few
It's not.
families.
Right.
There's a
It's
few
actually
families
saying
that have
everything
their own
goes-
repeaters on the east side.
Yeah.
of town.
Oh, okay,
That's
so
interesting.
it's their mobiles that are getting into it then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I have.
That's what I
And
couldn't
it's one of those
understand.
things we really didn't notice because there weren't a whole lot of people transmitting on 700.
How much
Yeah.
So,
you sell it?
and
Yeah.
so did some testing, and my repeater up in Flagstaff is doing the same thing. And they're both the same repeaters.
So when they're both up, who
VXR
wins?
7000s.
When the little guy's repeater and our repeater's both up, who wins?
Ours.
An FTDI.
Ours will win.
Yeah, so eventually maybe they'll move.
Okay,
Maybe. Ours will win.
Yep,
Back to coordination.
yeah.
Yeah, problem you're gonna have with that is anybody goes on the internet and buys a repeater and slaps it in their backyard. But
That's right.
Especially now we're gonna have to deal with more digital traffic here soon. On GMRS, with them approving the location and SMS
Yeah,
and
but
stuff.
the part of those rules, a lot of people didn't mention this, is the part of those rules that allows the digital, like geolocation information and texting, those radios, whether FRS or GMRS, are still only allowed on a handheld radio with a non-removable antenna. So they can't put it on repeaters, they can't put it on anything that is, like a
Again,
powerful station.
it's all back to Garmin again.
I'm really getting PTSD.
Well, it's a flash flood
Okay,
warning.
results are in.
Got some
People.
rain
Here,
coming
can
in.
you all
All right,
look?
here we go.
Okay.
3 is upside down, I think, and then 4, or no.
PTSD.
Can you put 3 and 4 and then?
PTSD.
Okay, so results are in.
Any
There were 16 votes in favor of all the proposals, no votes against. 15 of those were present, 1 was by proxy, all passed 100% approved.
All right.
So,
That's so suspenseful.
Didn't know if it was gonna pass or not.
Not quite the numbers you thought it was going to be, but
Okay.
crazy.
Demand a recount.
We need a forensic audit.
Voting machine.
No, don't say that too loud.
Any hanging chads on any of those drawings?
I almost wrote hanging chat on mine.
someone did turn theirs in with no indication and then told us what to put, and we were all good, so. But we're good.
Randy,
so.
really?
Hey, I'm a newbie.
It's all good. It's all good. So we're
Oh,
good.
there's a box there that you're supposed to check.
Now we gotta get cyber ninjas.
Oh, I thought we were just supposed to turn them in.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
All right,
So
that's it.
that's all I have. And
See how bad they can screw that up.
I have so much stuff. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Oh, this goes to Desiree.
Oh.
Okay. Very good. So, all the amendments passed, and we're going to find out about the location of the next meeting.
Yeah, things are continuing to fall.
And any final announcements?
Yes, I have one, and I know it's gonna make everyone totally sad and panic and freak out, but unless things drastically change in my life before the next election, I am not going to be running for re-election. So please, everyone listening, keep that in mind. If you know anyone who wants this tedious job, or possibly want to nominate someone to do it in my stead, that would be great. But I am actually up against a lot of unexpected negative things right now, and even something that seems kind of simple, even in light of all these changes with the membership processing that I appreciate you guys doing, showing up and having to pay this kind of attention and do this 4 times a year doesn't seem like it's a lot, but whenever you're up against what I'm up against right now, which is scaring the crap out of me and causing me to have to go to multiple doctors and medications and things that I am not prepared to handle right now, it's too much. So unless something changes in the future for me to where I can continue, that's kind of my plan right now. So just wanted to let you guys know and give you a heads up.
I appreciate you letting us know about that, and I certainly hope that everything works out well for you. So, with all that, but we'll keep that in mind. And anybody who has any recommendations, we don't have a future. What are you doing? We don't have any.
You don't do anything else during the day.
We don't have any election this year. But the election will be the next year after that, in 2022.
So you guys got 12 months to figure something out, basically.
There's plenty of time to figure it out.
I'm giving you plenty of notice, so.
Yep. Okay, very good.
All right.
And we appreciate everything that you have done and continue to do for us.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm still a lifetime member. I'm still, going to show up to things when I can and where available and stuff like that. But I just really need to scale down responsibilities in my life right now so that I can manage what's going on.
No, I understand that. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Any other announcements? Okay. Very good. Well, we don't forget about the RDF Challenge we have coming up in October. We've got these fantastic orange colored flyers right here about it. If you want to know about that, show up, and we always have a great time.
Anybody need one of these?
Other than that, that's about it. So we can adjourn the meeting.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion. Second.
Second.
Okay.
Who seconded it?
701.
Okay. Discussion. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion carried. And thanks for coming, everybody.
Okay, I'm checking off already.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Hey,
yeah.
Tim, did you bring your antenna too?
I want to get about a dozen stickers or so. I've got.
Yeah, I'm working on your invoice right now.
Magnets, car magnets. I want to bring them back and sell them.